Hello and welcome to the ADLR Podcast. This week we got Mortal Kombat, we got Captain Falcon. Yep. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm not even gonna try to start over.
I got in your head.
Yeah. Fuck, man. What else? Nobody. Where's the doc at? That's most of the big ones. And I finally played a new game. But anywho, we're here. Ready? Monday, feeling recharged. I don't know about you guys, but look at Randall showing him off, bro. Mortal Kombat inspired with a Wakanda shirt.
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. I mean, they had the Black Panther suit in it. You forgot it already?
What Black Panther suit?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll remind you later, I guess. It's one of my gripes anyway. He's wearing the Wakanda shirt, and I said, did Mortal Kombat inspire you to wear it? Because there's a Black Panther suit in Mortal Kombat. Okay.
I think looks like ZeniMax Online is hiring for a new IP. If you're interested.
Isn't it the guys that developed Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah.
I mean, that game's doing great. Like, great, I mean, like, it's still making expansions and stuff. I don't know if it's how many concurrent users and stuff, but the people who play it love it, I guess. Maybe they're making something else new. I don't know what. An Elder Scrolls game? Maybe? No. Maybe they'll... Nah, I was going to say maybe they'll take on Fallout, but I'm like, nah. Maybe not.
After Fallout's last release, it shouldn't be that hard.
I mean, they're still getting updates. I think this week they're getting a new update. Locked and Loaded, I think, is the DLC for 76. But I haven't been really following it. Anywho, the boys are back in town. Myself, my brother Brian, Weird/Kelsey, Randall here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get close there, man. Get attached to that.
Love to the mic, bro.
That is your mic. Doesn't matter if Brian
Randall
actually technically owns it. That's your mic.
Randall,
can you hear them?
What's up?
Okay, he can't hear.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks.
How old are you? 19?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
29 for the 10th year in a row.
Did
Yeah.
he not respond to you or something yesterday?
No, he did. I just wanted to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
For podcast history. Yeah. Yeah.
I was happily surprised that I did get a text back this time, rather than just some random phone number that I'm texting 3 years in a row.
Were you sitting
apparently
down?
it's not his anymore.
Were you sitting down when you got the text message? You could have fell over, like had a heart attack or something. Anywho. But yeah, that's what we did this weekend. We watched ourselves some Mortal Kombat. Nobody. What else did we watch? Oh, I guess the finale of Falcon, by the time Randall came down, we were already finishing up. So yeah. You get yourself anything for your birthday? A little present to yourself?
Mm-mm.
You have to do that, you know that, right? Every year?
I guess.
You gotta just get yourself something. Even if it's like socks or something. You know why? You gotta learn to love yourself. You know?
Has he said anything?
Yeah.
I can't hear him if he's talking.
Well, he's like really
I heard
far
it that
away.
one, what's up, but
He's like real far away. Don't fight the mic. Bite the mic.
It's like at the end of the week, he has to choose one thing that he has to forget how to do every week. Like he loses that skill, and he always chooses how to use the mic.
So that look he gave you that Simeon Tekken, bitch.
I mean, I'll play in Tekken, I'll lose, but I'll do it. Pussy.
Anywho, speaking of Tekken, I'm like the best now because I keep playing it every weekend. No, so back to reality here. We've been watching a bunch of garbage, a bunch of cool stuff, and some more garbage. So here we are. What
what in here was garbage? Everything that I've seen, so everything that's listed sounds like it's really awesome.
We'll get to Mortal Kombat.
When we get to it, well, hold on. When we get to it, I want to hear Kelsey's opinion.
I want to hear Kelsey's first. Yes.
Okay.
No, I have both good and bad from it. I don't have all bad.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff I'm like, that's what we doing? Okay. But anyway, I guess we can start off with the stuff we did individually and then come in at the end with stuff we all watched together. Because it looks like we have two things in common here. So we can go through, like Randall can tell us about Stowaway. So we can start off with that. Randall. What's your thoughts on Stowaway? Yeah, that mic's getting droopy, homie. Get excited a
You
little
just have
more.
to just get a screw for a
It's-
flathead.
It's
And
gonna be
then
this one right here, right? Can you see? Is it this screw?
most likely, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Just tighten that.
I didn't even know this thing was a. When did they advertise for this at all? Like,
It might not be. I think it was a Netflix movie, right? It was a Netflix movie.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Netflix had this thing earlier this year. They're like, oh, every week we're gonna have.
well, on the TMDB, it has now streaming. So I would assume so,
Yeah, so it's probably Netflix.
or maybe it was just on Netflix. I'm not sure.
And most likely, because what I remember from like I think January or February, they were like every week we're gonna have a new TV show or movie or something come out on Friday or whatever it is. And so, if it's on there, it's most likely Netflix. So Stowaway.
I think it's funny real quick about Stowaway. I'm reading the overview on the movie DB or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the poster, and on the bottom it shows 4 people. And in
Okay.
the overview it says a 3-person crew on a mission.
Well, then spoilers. That probably the fourth person comes in afterwards. Or the fourth person is why the three are out there.
Or aliens.
Or Randall, what's that fourth person doing?
He's the stowaway.
Fucking told you. Didn't I tell you? Brian, you owe me all your money. So is it like a rescue mission or something? I need you to like, elaborate here. What we seeing? What did you see? What'd you retain?
It's a mission to Mars, and there are 3 astronauts that are initially going to Mars to basically confirm whether or not humans can live on Mars, like Mars being a second Earth. So there's a medical astronaut, there's I don't remember what his title is, but basically he's responsible for growing vegetation. And then there's the captain. So basically, the movie is about pretty much that. It's about them getting from Earth to Mars, and basically facilitating like whether or not we can live on Mars. Of course, during the travel, something goes wrong, and they discover that somebody's on a ship that shouldn't be, which is the fourth person that you saw on the cast list. And it's pretty much them trying to figure out how to survive, because the way the ship was designed, it was initially designed for only 2 crewmen, but they pushed it
With the third.
with the third. So now they have a fourth, and there was a mechanical like something burnt out.
Okay.
And of course, out of everything that could have been affected, of course, they had to do with something with the oxygen.
Yep.
So now they're trying to figure out how to survive with all 4 of them getting to Mars. They can't turn around because they burnt up all their fuel. So it's a one-way travel to Mars. It's intense. It's stressful.
Because the resource management.
Well, because they have to go out of the ship, and the way, I don't understand why. I'm pretty sure there's like a very logical reason as to why like shuttles are designed a certain way, but it's like the way they're designed, like they had to go. So it was like the actual shuttle that they're in, and then there's these cables that is attached to the what do they call them? I forget the name that they call them. But basically, they're used for absorbing light so that it gives power to the ship.
Okay.
Like solar panels.
Yeah, it's like solar panels, but they call it something else. I can't remember what it's called.
Polar sandals.
Yeah. Polar sandals. Only available in the North and South Pole.
But anyway, so it's the ship. It's the we'll call it solar panels, and then there's the actual like
Fuselage.
huh?
The fuselage where everyone's at.
No, the ship is where they're at,
Oh, okay.
and then there's the solar panels, and then there's like where the jet fuel and everything would be at, but there's also like oxygen in there. So they were going to try to get oxygen from that, but they have to like travel across I think it's like 4 cables, thin cables to the panel and then to the thing or whatever. And it's like if you slip up one time, you are gone.
Ooh.
Like there's no coming back.
I thought they had like things that are attached to ship, so even if you like jump off, they can reel you in.
But they have to move.
What you mean?
Meaning like so they imagine I mean
Let's say the Xbox here is the ship, and you're walking on the side of it.
so people who are listening are not going to be able to see this, but I'm gonna try my best to explain to you,
Yeah.
so that you can
Visualize.
get some sort of like visual representation in your head. But imagine that this is the ship, and these are the solar panels,
Yeah.
and out here is where the jet fuel thing is at.
Gotcha.
And imagine like you see this bee that's on here.
Yeah.
That's the size of a human being.
Oh, that's okay.
So it's like that far away. So what happens is that when you leave the ship, as you're initially going towards the solar panels, it's like climbing up on Earth.
Okay.
Like, as far as gravity is concerned. Even though I'm like, I thought there was no gravity in space, but whatever. But I think what it is that it turns out that the ship that they're climbing up is also spinning.
Oh shit.
So when they get to the initial part, it's like climbing, and then they have to flip and slide down.
Nah, I'm good. Can you send me back to Earth?
And then once they get to the capsule or the engine thing that has the oxygen in it. So imagine this is a cylinder.
Yeah.
When they land on top of it, there's no handles or anything around this because it was not designed for somebody to be like trying
On the
to go
outside.
into it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just imagine it's just a cylinder. So they have to tie a rope and then go on the side and slide down to like a small panel that you can barely get into.
Uh-huh.
So that's what she had to do. It was a dude and a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So that pretty much was like the first travel or whatever. I don't want to tell the rest of the movie.
That's fine.
But
there's a bunch of those type of transportations. That's like it's high octane. You fuck up, you're out in space, and there's no saving.
Most of the movie is psychological because it's like they're presented with a problem, and then it's like, how are they going to fix it? Of course, they talk to NASA. NASA is running all sorts of variations and crunching numbers and trying to figure out, because they know every inch of the ship because they have like an actual model of every single thing that they're on Earth.
Yeah.
So they're going through every type of option and variation that they can come up with, but they couldn't come up with something that will give them more oxygen so that all 4 of them could survive. So basically, they was like,
we're gonna have to wing it.
Not no wing it. You gonna have to off somebody. That's pretty much what that's.
Oh shit! Did they do Russian roulette or something, or did they like put it to a
well? Okay, so there are 3 astronauts
movie at this point.
There are 3 astronauts,
and one of them's not.
One of them technically is not. No, he's an engineer. He works on a ship, but he is not an astronaut.
No, one of those astronauts are getting off. That's my vote.
But you can't logically you can't do that because they are the mission. They are the future of humanity. They never explained it like humanity is on the brink of extinction and like we need to find another planet. It was just more like these 3 individuals have been preparing for this for years.
Yeah.
Like one of the doctors, I think he said that his research was like 9 years of preparation. He was the one that was responsible for the vegetation and all that stuff like that. So these 3 people are important. You got the captain who knows every inch of the ship.
Yeah.
You got the
The
vegetation
vegetarian guy. Okay.
who he has probably one of the most important parts on the journey.
I mean, he's safe. I'm not saying he's
And
on
then
the shoot.
and then you have the med.
Medikit?
Meaning like he's responsible for everyone's health.
Okay.
So you can't get rid of her, you can't get rid of him, and you can't get rid of the captain. So
Well,
you have
I mean, you can get rid of somebody because there were only supposed to be 2 people on there to begin with.
No. So the ship was designed. It was originally designed for 2 people, but they
They shoved a third person in.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
they changed some things to the ship so that 3 people could go. So it was all planned out for 3 people to go. It wasn't like, oh, this ship is only for 2 people, but we got an extra person going. It was like 3 people are going. It's all planned out. All 3 people are going.
And this
Everyone
fucking
knows
guy, yeah.
that 3 people are going.
Yeah.
This whole thing is planned for 3 people to go.
The memo was rolled out. Every email got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Except the engineer.
Everything was solidified in black and white. 3 people are going on this trip.
Yeah.
It just so happens the 4th person was an engineer who was working on the ship. An accident happened, and that's how he ended up on the ship after launch.
Gotcha.
So again, the movie is about them trying to figure it out because there's one guy who's like the vegetation guy. He's like more science. I mean, everyone respects humanity and doesn't want to kill someone, but he's leaning more on the side of like, look, we have a mission to do.
Yeah.
And the longer this person is here, he is putting everybody else in jeopardy because of the whole oxygen situation. So, and then of course there's another person who's like, we can't kill him, blah blah blah.
The medic.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can already. I know where this is going. So before we do spoilers, let's we have a round table of people here, right? We're in the same situation. It's us 4. One of you guys is captain. One of you guys is medic. One of you guys is the vegetation. I'll be the engineer who fucked up and got on the plane. All right. I'm the 4th guy you didn't want on there. Okay. You off me, right? Like that's still the answer to me.
Really?
Yeah. Like the guy who accidentally get on there, that sucks for me. But this, like you said, the mission was these 3. And yeah, accidents happen, but now you're costing. Like I would be like, you guys shoot me or throw me out to shoot. I want to die in space. Like
dying in space would probably be the quickest, least painful way for you to die. You know,
there you go.
Like.
Right? Like that.
But yeah, I mean, if it was designed for the 3 of us and you like happen to be on there, like, sorry, bud,
it's
like
me.
we were originally supposed to go, but
yeah, like I'm thinking it's me. It's gonna suck for me. I'm gonna be fucking crying my eyes out, like I fucking love you, and then I'll just freeze up and die out. As you see me flying.
All right,
like,
so I throw something else on top of it. What if you have somebody that's dependent upon you back on Earth?
On Earth, but again, that sucks. But these guys are supposed to be on here, and I don't know what accident happened. He said he got on there, but it happened, and she needs to know. He or she needs to know that. I accidentally got on here. It was time to, we're not going to keep her in the dark, I'm assuming. Like, oh, he just fell into non-existence and you don't have a person now. I don't know. It's not easy, but that's the decision. Right? Like, what would you choose? Let's go around the table. I would choose myself if I was the engineer. Like, it's time, like, right?
I would choose
that's the right choice.
To exhaust every option that there is.
But we're at the point where now one of us is leaving. That's what I'm saying. Now we've come to that point. Who is it for you? We've already exhausted everything. We are now here where the options are one of us is dying. If you need some time to think about it.
Man, I'm not killing nobody.
You don't have to. I just said I could jump out, my guy. I can just whee.
I mean, even if I'm not the person who pushed you out, or even if I don't physically do it myself, like, even if I allow you to do it, I'm just as guilty.
No, it's not. The mistake that you mentioned happened. That's what caused this to happen.
But
not you. You didn't go, I'm going to get him on there and then I'm going to vote him out.
But we're not talking about, oh, I'm sorry, man, but I wrecked your car, or sorry, man, like I stole some money from you, or I burned down your house, or some junk like that. Like, we're talking about taking a human life.
Yeah, but you're not taking it.
Who is also going to be responsible for the reason that 3 other people die, that ruins whatever chance to save humanity there is, because they accidentally were on board during this.
It's not a save humanity thing. It's just a trip to Mars to continue their research.
But I mean, it's still
Either way, let's say you're the shot caller. You're the one that decides who dies. Either you get someone off, or everyone dies because of you, because you're indecision. So either way, you're killing someone with your logic.
That's true. Yeah. And that's more people's families you're ruining. You got to ruin one instead of everyone's. It's for the greater good. So Captain America would do.
I don't see that. I don't see Captain.
He sacrificed himself, so yeah, that's his.
Yeah,
choice.
he did.
I can see him.
So you would. You as I guess
that's one of the options.
Yeah. I said, who would you pick? Would you throw yourself then as one of the vegetarians or medics or the captain? That when you listed those people, I'm like, the extra engineer needs to go.
The who?
The extra engineer, which would be me.
Oh yeah.
The other guys need to stay. They, like you said, they trained for this. They did their homework. They're going to do research on a new planet so we can, I'm assuming, make a terraform. I don't know, make a dome or something there and live there, right? Again, we're just going off. I'm going blind into whatever you've basically told me. I mean, you can think about it. Kelsey and Brian, I'm assuming you're on the same page. Throw my fuck ass off the boat.
Like, if you've exhausted...
Who wasn't there. The person who, like, for years, you said they practiced for years or whatever?
Yeah.
The random, I'm sorry, Jack.
That's what, that has to be the answer.
Because think about it like this, too. I'm assuming they worked on the team. They know what this mission is. They fucked up. They should be like, oh, yeah, I get it.
And you said the captain knows every inch of the ship. Does he know mechanically how to do it too? Like, is there a need for another engineer?
Oh well, the captain messed up her wrist, so she can't do it.
So what? So I this is gonna sound really mean, but what can she do now?
The captain?
Yes, after her injury,
she can fly the ship.
Oh, so she's a pilot too.
That's what the captain is.
Look, I've seen captains who just like command people and that's it.
Yeah, Star Trek, but not in space. In space, the captain.
No, I mean like in military and stuff, the captain doesn't fly the helicopters. He gets flown by his subordinate. Like that's a normal thing. The captain usually.
Oh, you're talking about like on ships?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Like
Tom
Tom
Hanks
Hanks
flies the plane.
Captain Keyes. Halo.
Captain Keyes from Halo. He doesn't fly that thing. He has people for that. He's there to command.
Well,
that's what I was asking.
In real life on space, the captain is the one
who can pilot it. And me, the engineer, can't pilot it, right?
Oh no,
bro, throw me the fuck out.
Throughout the whole movie, they kept saying that you're not. How were they saying it? You're not trained.
You're not experienced, or
you don't. I think they say you don't have the training for this because he offered to go get the oxygen, but she was trying to train him how to use the things.
Yeah.
But he was struggling with it, and they just kept saying, you're not trained to do this, so he could never, like...
Yo, throw me out.
Actually help.
Yeah, throw me out. Like, come on, Randall. Really?
Skippy wants to know if anybody on this ship is useful so far.
Well, he said...
It doesn't sound like it.
You have the pilot, you have the medic, which... I mean, she's medical knowledge. I'm assuming she's useful just in case someone gets hurt, which I don't know why she still has a busted hand, then. Didn't she try to treat the hand? Or, like, what...
it's broken.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Well, yeah, he's either dislocated or broken because they put it in a cast.
Okay. Well, see, the medic's useful, and then the vegetation guys, I'm assuming useful once they get there. Yeah, endgame. Yeah. Once they get there. The engineer's not useful now, and when they get to what's he gonna do when he gets to Mars? Engineer. It's me. Just chuck me out. I'll be like arrivederci all the way out, and I'm out of there. It has to be the answer, and I'm trying to see your options too, but like math, 1 + 1 is not 11, my guy.
I mean, even if you chose, if you were one of the 3 people that was like required, or that was originally meant for the mission, and you sacrifice yourself, you're possibly killing the other 3 people again anyway. Like the only logical option is the person who is on there that is not supposed to be.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't see, especially if you're saying, like, he's taking up resources, which I'm assuming is food, right? The limited oxygen.
They didn't say anything about food. They just said oxygen.
Oh, that's a big one, though, man. I don't know.
I need to breathe.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I think for me, that's easy. I have to, I'm the engineer. Hey, man, I fucked up. Or whatever happened. I'm on here. I'm not supposed to. I'm out. You know? And then maybe I can ask for a last phone call with you said there's someone dependent on me. I'll phone call him. Look, I fucked up. I fucked up bad. I gotta go.
Hey,
I'm
baby,
sorry.
I'm not gonna make it to lunch tomorrow.
Yeah. You can go on
after.
and keep banging Nikki from across the street. Like, it's fine.
Well, nah, it was in the
If I was
spouse.
the engineer, I would, before I jump off, like name something after me, and then I'm out.
Yeah. Those are facts. They had like a daughter or something. Like,
Nah, it was his little sister, and I think she had autism. So he was responsible
Yeah, so-
for her.
right. So if he were to go, she'd be left with nothing.
Yeah.
That's rough. I don't know. But to me, it's still like, that sucks. But these are 3 other people with their own families too, you know?
Well, only one of them had a family,
Okay.
which was the.
So they have
vegetation
0
man.
relatives. The other ones.
No, I'm assuming they have relatives, but I mean, like, they didn't have like a spouse and children.
I don't know. That's a good gray area. I don't know. That's.
Any way you put it, you could be like, "Oh, this guy saved the elephant race." It doesn't matter. You're not supposed to be here.
The elephant race. I don't know. For me, it's I think I'm not supposed to be there. I would probably want that would be bothering me the entire time. Even if I mess up, like, fuck, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. Like, I would just do it without you guys asking. I come to terms with it. Try to talk to my little sister. You said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can come in contact if you
Yeah,
had a phone number, whatever,
It's
and then
not gonna
bounce.
be in real time. They
Oh, they
record
said-
messages and send it.
That would be me. I record my message. It'll be fucking Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey performance. I'm out. You know? If you guys haven't seen Interstellar, go watch that. Matthew McConaughey kills it in it.
Yeah, I mean,
next
I
time.
can definitely see me sacrificing myself, but I was just thinking in terms of like if I was like somebody that was like they wouldn't let me
Uh-huh.
do it. Like if I left, then there's no point in the mission. If it was like a situation like that, and they're like, well, somebody else has to go, I could not be a part of that decision.
And that's fine. Like, because if it's like, again, we're going back to this hypothetical. If it's me, I'm not. And you guys are like, no, you can't, Anthony. I'm like, okay, I won't. Wink and wait for you guys to sleep, and I'm fucking gone. I'm an engineer. I can open locked doors, right?
Oh, you can't though.
Me physically, no. I can't, me doors, no. But I mean, like, in theory, if I was the engineer who knew how to open doors, then you got to. And it's a rough decision. I'm with that. I get that. But
It's a really good movie, man.
it sounds interesting, actually.
Game of the year.
Oh,
It's definitely one of the better movies I've seen so far this year.
okay. So we might have a conversation for that near December. Okay.
But game of the year.
It doesn't seem to have done very well at the
Box office.
on the user score. Like
Oh,
it got a
that's
62 on TMDb.
pretty high for TM. For TMDB.
Are you guys planning on watching it?
I mean, you have me intrigued. I'm out to my backlog, so I do want to check that out. And those are facts. I like space movies because they add a level of tension. Whereas, like you said, one fuck up and you're floating through space.
Like,
I want to see a space version of Captain Phillips. I don't know. That just hit me while you guys were talking, and that's what I want to see now.
I see that. Okay, I get that.
Give me Space Captain Phillips.
So Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 75 and said that it just has a pacing problem, but otherwise it's very well done. And then the audience score gave it a 60%.
That's pretty good on
So-
average, right? I would imagine from the shit we've been watching weekly. This sounds okay.
Anything is better than Cosmic Sin and Velocipaster.
Yeah.
If
So,
I
I
had to
mean-
rate a worst movie we saw, it's Cosmic Sin. Velocipaster is second for me right now, right behind Cherry for me.
Damn, that's
Like-
crazy.
I would kind of have to agree because at least I laughed in Velocipaster in the first 5 minutes.
Okay,
know?
I can see that argument. Then I was gonna say that Velocipaster is still the worst movie, but the laughing, yeah, it was entertaining because it was so bad.
Because like think about it. Like if you compared both movies, they were absolute trash the entire way through.
Yeah.
Except in Velocipaster, you laughed in the first 2 minutes, and that was it.
Yeah,
feel
I'll give you that. Okay.
Velocipaster was
I'm with you.
purposely bad though. It
Yeah,
wasn't
I
like
think
they
so.
accidentally made shit. It's like they wanted to.
Yeah, I'm with that. So I'm gonna I subscribe to that. Before I'm like, that's weird. You guys put that order.
And then Monster Hunter is third for me.
I had some fun with Monster Hunter. I was just disappointed in Monster Hunter because there could have been a lot more.
It could have been so good.
Yeah.
And they were like, no.
Yeah. It sounds like you kind of recommend this movie, though.
No, I thought it was a really good movie.
Good. Okay. 'Cause you have me intrigued. So even if you said I don't recommend, I'm like, I still might watch this because.
Was it a long movie?
It should tell you on the link.
I closed it and I'm committing to that.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Would you guys go into space?
I've
Yeah.
been fascinated. Yeah, I would love. Yeah, to
I
give
would-
it a shot.
I've-
Yeah.
Been dreaming about that. Like I've been like, what if we just made a rocket in our backyard, just took it into space? Like,
Don't
how
do
freaking
that.
awesome would that be?
It's 2 hours, right?
Finish the car first, and then you can.
Would I go like on a long mission or something short?
Enough for me to like feel like I'm in space, like see Earth from way up there, do the low gravity thing a bit.
No,
you know?
man, I want to hit the moon. I want to land on the moon. I want to walk on the moon, and then I want to come home.
I'm actually, yeah. I want to land on a planet where I can see Earth from where I'm standing. That makes sense?
So not only are you guys okay with leaving the planet, but you want to get off the ship.
Yeah, and like stand
Yeah.
just to see how it is. I don't know. I'm a scientist, Randall. That
Like
stuff
I would
raises my
like playing Mass
curiosity
Effect and
levels.
things. I would love to just be able to like look out at all the different things that are out there while we're like flying through. But to like go to another planet and just kind of sit there and just be so serene and unreal, and you're just like, "Fuck, dude, I'm actually here."
Now, for me, it's like a therapeutic thing.
Alien.
For me, it's therapeutic. My favorite space scenes and stuff is usually when they have like their ship drift. I know it's supposed to be a sad moment, but when like Iron Man and Nebula were just floating through space and it's just chill, quiet. But imagine a working ship while you're doing that, and you're just hanging out, and there's nothing in your way, nothing bothering you. You're just coasting through space.
Space isn't like what you see in the movies.
I understand that. But it's a
How do you
weird
know?
relationship. Oh yeah, how do you
Because
know? Huh?
I've watched live NASA videos and recording.
I know, but I mean, I'm sure it's not as magical as Cowboy
weren't
Bebop
there,
make it
though.
seem, or but I still wonder.
I'm not saying that it isn't beautiful. Like that's the part of me that intrigues me the most, is that I'm pretty sure that it's fascinating and it's beautiful and stuff like that.
But then your mind adds in the risks.
But it's the whole like have you ever been to the beach at nighttime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you like when you look out into the ocean, it just looks like you're looking at this.
Yeah.
So that all around me
Yeah.
is
Nerve wracking.
yes.
Oh shit.
Because I can't. There's like, see, in movies when you're in space, there's always some light.
Like the planet that they're near, or something's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
But once you leave like a planet,
And you're just in space. It's dark
it's just black all around.
and dots if you see the stars
Yeah.
Well, I
bouncing
mean,
the lights.
Randall, when you have your lights off in your room and you close your eyes and you spin around, you're surrounded by it, but you still feel comfortable.
Yeah, because
But
I
he
know
has-
that anytime I can turn the lights on.
Yeah, and he has a context like he feels that he knows that he's on ground.
And
Yeah,
I
but
and
you're
I
assuming because you
and
can't
I-
see it when your eyes are closed.
Okay.
and I know that I allegedly am in control. Like I'm on the floor, I'm on Earth, I'm in a room. I can turn the light on at any time that I want to.
You said allegedly. Do you think we're in the Matrix?
No, because there's the whole theory about like control is an illusion.
Oh.
You know?
No, that's Mr. Robot stuff. In reality, we have control.
Like all
Oh.
I'm saying is,
Unless you think there's an extra step there when you're walking down the stairs, and then you hit the ground and realize that there's not an extra step, and your body just folds in half.
It's just
when your eyes are closed, you don't know what's around you. We just assume we're in the same spot.
what stresses me out too. What would stress me out too is the black void, and then there's the fact that the margin for error is so small.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
As I'm saying, the risk. Once you get the risk, you start getting nervous. But that's why we have people like the people in NASA or Tesla that are making these trips for us, so they can commercialize it or make it easier for us to use.
I think
We're not going to be. I don't think we're going to be alive when that happens. When we can just travel to Mars.
I think the
But
only
man, I'm
way-
envious.
The only way
I've seen it already.
I would be comfortable with traveling in space if it was like on some huge ship with
Like a cruise line type of thing, but for space.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like in Fifth Element.
Futurama? Oh.
Fifth Element, yeah, perfect
Yeah.
example. Yeah, like Fifth Elements. Yeah, like that stuff I get excited for, man. I'm not gonna
What
be
if it
alive to
was
see
called the
that, but
Titanic?
not getting
Nah,
on that.
man.
Nah, you can go ahead. You can take
I
that.
go on the next one.
Yeah, take that cursed ass shit out of here. It's gonna go right into an asteroid field. I'm good. Yeah, that kind of stuff I'm envious. I know the future's probably gonna be doing that. Hopefully, I don't think I'll be alive for that,
I already
unless
saw it.
fuse me with a robot that can live forever.
Anthony, you
Oh.
just gotta be a time traveler.
That's too
So
risky for me.
I just read that there's
did it.
a collar or some sort of like sleeve or something they can put over your heart now, or that they're in like the process of making that will make your heart beat forever.
No, get the fuck out of here. But what rest? But your other organs can still fail. I guess you can swap them out. No, I'm intrigued. No, you got me. How does that work?
I don't know. I didn't read the full article. I just saw the thing pop up on one of my feeds.
And it just goes over your
what if the
heart. Maybe it
rest
squishes it enough to keep it pumping, right?
What if the rest of the article just says "psych"? Haha.
I would be sobbing digital tears.
I'm assuming it would act similar to the way that a pacemaker works, where it just
right.
sits there and it just constantly controls the heartbeat. Skippy says, "Save my brain and we Gucci. We can recycle everything else."
Yes. Tell him facts. Let me hit him with he earned it. Let me hit him. Facts.
You need to get a got him one. Because that'd have been perfect to use for when Bryant was like, "We'll finish the car first, then we can talk about it."
I have gotcha, bitch. I do have to replace it. I had that, but I'll replace it with got him. That's more modern, I guess. But I like Dave Chappelle.
Skippy gets the fact sound effect a lot. He does.
I mean, some people they fax. They are a fax machine. That's all they do is just print out faxes.
I just imagine like if I was on the ship, I would be that guy that was always asking the crew, "So how's the oxygen?"
Yeah. Yo, can you tell me what the oxygen levels are?
Yeah.
We good? All right. 5 minutes later.
To the point where like anytime I'm walking down the corridor, someone just be like, "The oxygen is fine, man."
Okay, just making sure. Hey, I gotta make sure I'm healthy here, That's what they give you in the morning. People get newspapers and you just get the analysis of the ship every morning. Like you fucking work for the company. Shit.
One of the best rooms in Mass Effect 2 is the one with Samara in it, because she has a big ass window.
That is a really nice room she's in. She has like ridiculous view of what like the planet you're on. Or does it show the planet you're on? Or is it always the same one?
It's just space.
Oh, I thought it showed I thought it was the planet. Well, we can keep it moving then. The rest of Randall's stuff is the stuff we'll be talking about. Kelsey, you have something. Shadow and Bone, homie. What is that
Shadow
show?
and Bone.
I've seen trailers, but I'm like, is this like wizardry shit or?
It's honestly a lot like Avatar, with like people being able to
water.
There's people they're called geishas, and they're basically they're considered witches by some people, but there's all sorts of different types of
geishas.
Oh, Skippy, if you don't want to hear about Shadow and Bone,
I guess we'll come back.
You probably want to mute.
Yeah, don't you said you had like a visual thing to notify? I still need to get one of those.
Just at him.
Oh, that too. Yeah, just message him, and he'll come back. I saw a bunch of trailers for it, and I'm like, it looks okay. I just haven't seen it. I think that's a Netflix show as well, right?
It is a Netflix show, and it looked really cool. And like I was waiting for it to come out on Friday, and then on Saturday when I was over at our old neighbor's house, I was talking to the daughter about it. She's already binged it, said it was amazing because she's, she had I think it's based off of a book series, and she really enjoys it, and so she got me hyped about it. So I binged it last night.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, so it's there's these you have like normal people, similar, like in every day, and then you have they're called geishas, and basically you have some sort of talent or elements, and then they like test you for it when you're really young. And I don't quite understand the test. Like they only show it actually happening once for a very special reason, but you can have all sorts of stuff. So they have like healers who are heart renders. Actually, no, those are different things. So you have a healer, somebody who can actually like fix your bones and cuts and that kind of stuff. Then you also have like a heart render, who's somebody who is like who can like control the beat of your heart rate, keep you warm, help you relax, take away tension, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
They have people in Fernie who can shoot fire. They have squallers who can make who can control wind and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
They have tailors who can like fix things on you. Like so, like say you have like a scar on your forehead, right?
Mhm.
They can just like wipe it away and it's gone. That's it.
That's pretty
You know, they
badass.
can like change the color of your hair, put makeup on. I think they could like grow your beard out if you really wanted to.
Mhm.
One of the characters is assigned to. They have like there's like a king and a queen, and one of them makes a joke that she's only there to help keep the queen's tits from sagging, and that's it. You know, and that, and then there's also fabricators, and these
Ooh.
are people that can like create anything basically. Like if they can kind of think about it, they can possibly create it, and they can like make.
Is it
They don't really go into detail about how they do it, but it kind of seems like they can make stuff from either nothing or they take materials and kind of just rearrange it into whatever it is that they need.
gotcha?
So they have one of the things is that all the geishas get special clothes that are resistant to bullets, and like basically like bulletproof robes and a hat.
Mhm.
And then they do all sorts of stuff. They create they create ships, they create like gloves, they'll create anything that you can kind of think of if you can, either get one or know one that'll do it.
Right.
And the main part of the show is about this thing called the Fold. And it's this giant like black veil that cuts the country in half. And it's this like it's not like super wide, but it's wide enough that you couldn't just like, run through it. And inside of the veil, there's these things called Vorcha, and they're basically like humanistic pterodactyls.
What the hell?
Yeah. And they they have like wings, and they have not like a human face, but they have like something close to it.
Like a
and
humanoid
then
type of
claws
look.
yeah.
Okay.
And then they and the problems that they're running into is that the East and West are now divided, and North and South are making it difficult for people to get from one side to the other because everybody's kind of sort of fighting.
Yeah.
But the East and West are supposed to be on the same side, and they do have a way to go across, and they like sail a ship on sand through it using squallers and Fernie to try and like make it all the way across. But it's not always it's not a safe trip.
Gotcha.
If somebody fucks up,
It's over for the whole ship.
yeah, it's kind of over for
Fuck.
everybody. And
Okay.
like I'm trying to think of what else I can say. I don't want to like spoil anything because
That's fine. We can get to the details. And how's this like the special effects? Like I saw the trailer. They had like fire stuff and.
Oh yeah, I mean they do a really great job. Like I really enjoy the cast. I really enjoy the acting. Some of it is a little like if they had just like those moments where people like hesitate on things to make a scene,
Mhm.
and you're like just fucking do it. Like you know what you're doing. This is gonna happen. Don't do the whole like villain speech. Just fucking do it.
Oh, right.
And there's a couple of times that they do that the show would have ended a lot sooner had they done that.
Yeah.
But for the most part it's not like terrible. But there's a lot of not plot twists, but things that are just kind of hidden throughout.
Yeah.
And then like things start to come to light as the more you watch the show. The special effects are really cool. There's they don't go into a ton of like the backstory of things of like how people came to be and that kind of stuff, but they like give some information on certain parts of geishas and that kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean the show is awesome. I'm super excited to see what they do for season 2. I don't know when it's coming out, but I kind of can't wait.
Yeah, if it just this came out this year, so you'll probably have to wait until next year for that.
Yeah.
My only question I have is for like the power, like the combat. If there's any combat, do they explain stuff as rule sets, or is it like anime where it's like, oh, just and now he can do this and just to get out of that fight, or is it like consistent? Like these are the rules, and now everyone during combat obeys those rules and find clever ways to get around the combaters. I don't know if that's making any sense.
Yeah, they kind of have a rule set that they just follow. It's there's only a couple of you see people like training, and like trying to do stuff, but for the most part they just kind of can, like anybody who's trained already knows how to fight, already knows what to do, and does it.
But they're not gonna come up with like, oh, now I'm stronger because I believe, like that kind of stuff. Anime stuff, like where it's like, oh,
no, not like.
You know what I'm talking about. You laugh, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Was like, this person's this strong, and then they get their ass beat, and then, but I believe and I have friends, and now he's one-shotting everything, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no. There's a small part that's like that.
Okay.
Like, but there's kind of a reason for it.
Okay.
It's not just so much that they like believe, but there's like there's external forces that are actually causing this.
Okay.
And it's sort of like,
I'm okay with it if it has something tied to it, but I'm talking about like the animes where it's like
something tied to it.
Out of nowhere, there's like, no, I'm stronger than you now, and it's like,
no, it's not like Dragon Ball. It's not like Dragon Ball Z where he's like, I need more energy, and then everybody's like, take it, and then he's like, okay, I can kick your ass now. Like, no, it's not like that.
Thank you. Okay, that's all. That's the only check.
There is an actual reason for anybody who like suddenly gets stronger. There is a reason for it.
Got it. Okay, I'm okay with that. Cool.
Is it bravery?
Oh yeah. if Kelsey, I need to tell me now. If was it courage or bravery is the word? I'm not watching this.
No,
I know. I'm just playing.
No.
Cool. All right. How many? You said you binged it in what? How many episodes?
I think it's only 8. Let me pull it up quick.
Oh, that sounds like a weekend thing, my God. And an hour each.
They're like 45 minutes to an hour long each.
Okay.
Let me find.
I'm gonna ask Danielle to see if she wants to watch that. So that we could bitch.
Yeah, there's 8 episodes. 52, 52, 47, 51, 58, 54, 52, 45.
Yeah, all under an hour. Cool.
Similar to Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that keeps fucking me up every time.
What's funny is in the show, someone calls him Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. There's some stuff for some reason, like the only after credit scene I saw was what's his name making, I guess spoilers, but making his version of the suit in episode 5. There was an after credit scene in episode 5, and it showed what's his name making his own suit.
You mean
what's his name?
You mean the
Walker?
Shield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only. I didn't know there was one after the final episode.
Anthony, I literally told you to watch it, and you watched it.
I don't remember it. That's what I'm saying. I said I don't remember
You
it.
talking about the one with Madam Hydra?
You talking about Val?
Yeah.
That was after credits. I thought that was before the
There's one
credits.
after that. You guys
It
remember
is?
this before the credits.
Yeah, there's one after that. That's why. Go ahead.
The one after that is the one with the what's her face and
Oh yeah.
Agent Walker.
Yeah.
That's not her. That's not her name.
Agent Walker's is the guy. Is the
He's
get
talking about
Carter. Sorry,
he's
Agent
talking,
Carter.
Peggy Carter's niece.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was after the credits too?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh wow, I
Yeah.
thought that was all before credits hit. You're talking about when she's getting reinstated.
Yeah.
Well, because they have like the 2 credits. Like the reinstatement is like an after credit scene. 'Cause
Okay,
they
yeah,
like
I remember that.
have
Sorry.
everything. Then there's like
So
credits,
we're
and then
talking
there's
spoilers then, because
We're gonna get to it. We all seen it,
trying to
so
avoid it, and then
Yeah.
everyone's just saying specific names, and I'm like, okay, well,
we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get through Shadow and Bone. Shadow and Bone. I think I said it incorrectly.
yeah, Shadow and Bone.
Oh, it is. Why did I? Okay, I'm second guessing myself. We'll get to with Falcon and Winter Soldier in a bit. I don't think I have any other questions. You said the acting was good, cast was cool, combat's cool. I know the special effects are cool, but like
There's not like a ton of combat.
it's a lot of more political stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's very political.
Let's
because
go.
the Geisha are considered to some extent outcasts
Yeah.
by certain people, and then they're hunted and that kind of stuff because they're different.
Yeah.
And then they also play like a big part in the king's army, and so there's some of them are protected. And then you have like the regular folk who are also have an army, and they're kind of looked down upon because they're just regular folk.
Got it.
But yeah.
All right. So it sounds like you recommend it. And
Definitely recommend it.
And final question is, who's your favorite character by name? And we'll end it with that. No explanation why, just name, and we'll move on. If you remember the name, sorry.
Yeah, I remember the names.
There's some shows I watch and I'm like, I don't know any other names.
Probably Inej.
Inej.
She's
Okay.
kind of a badass.
Got it. I said, don't tell me why. Just Inej, and we'll move on. And I watch it, and then if she's bad, I'll be like, oh, it's because she's badass.
Yeah, you let me ask my question.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
What's your question?
Game of the year?
Oh my god.
Totally game of the year.
Okay.
Brian loves that energy. Anyway, all right. And Brian has some stuff that he did on his own. Let's get it. Brian has some stuff from last week. Let's get the music minute going, Brian. All right? Talk to him.
Hold on.
All right?
Pull up Spotify so I remember what songs. What are we starting with?
From last week, Nebu Kinza?
Kaniza?
Kaniza, sorry. I forgot that.
Alright, so boom. Alright, I was scrolling through fucking Wednesdays. I usually don't work out during my lunch. Since it's just
Bless you.
abs, I wait until I get home. So I sit there and I just listen to whatever's new.
Gotcha.
And what I've kind of been doing is not just listening to singles. If I see, I'll listen to singles, but if I see an album, I'll look to whichever one's the most played song on there, and I'll play it. And if I like it, I'll add it to my 2021 playlist, and then go back and hear the album.
Okay, that's odd.
Does it make
But,
sense?
that makes sense. That's weird.
I mean, because I don't have. Sometimes the album's longer than a lot of time. I'm not gonna listen to half an album and then come back to it. You know.
Yeah, I get that.
So Nebuchadnezzar, the name looks familiar, obviously, because that's gassed up, dude, and
That's
anthem
the
for me.
shoddy. Yeah, that
So I was like,
slaps.
you know what? Let me see what he's doing, right?
Still slaps. I'm
So
not
he
gonna say it
made,
didn't.
I don't know if it's an album or if it's an EP because it's only 7 songs, but it's called Back to Life.
What's the difference
Right.
nowadays, right?
It's everything. It's just a single
body
or
of
it's more
work.
than one song. Yeah.
Yeah.
7 songs. I hearted 3. Right.
Oh, that's a good I mean, that's a good ratio, right?
Overall, it's solid, and most of the songs are solid to a point. Besides the ones I hearted.
Okay.
So, let me see. The first song, no feature. It's just him. Slaps.
Okay.
One after that, no feature. Again, it's slap. It's not really like vibey, like gassed up. It's kind of him just doing the pop trap stuff.
That was going to be one of my questions. Is this whole project gassed up shorty energy, or is it mixed, or is
none
it
of it's like that?
Okay. So what is it? What kind of music can you compare it to? What's similar, I guess?
It's just the pop trap stuff you usually hear on the radio, kind of.
Okay, like the baby.
Not the same energy, but
Okay.
it sounds the same.
That man went to
He's
loading
he's
screen right now. He said,
Yeah, because I saw the.
"Yeah." You gotta hear when I say the baby. You gotta hear, "Let's go."
I usually just think of him saying in Baby on Baby when he goes, bitch. Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Oh, okay.
When he goes, ha. I like that ad lib. Overall, it's solid. With the songs he has features on, minus one that I heard, Lil Tecca. That's the guy that does Ransom.
Okay.
That song's good. Good feature. Every other feature, no business being on those songs.
Oh, but what about the
Low
track?
Keyed. One of them's low key. The name sounds familiar. I don't know if I've heard any of their music. The song, okay, chorus is whatever, but I can get past it.
Sure.
Then I get to the feature. No, thank you. This is how I felt. The other one, the next feature on there, I'll go in order. This first song's Raincoat. I like that. Second song, Straight Out the Lot. I like that. It's easy listening.
Yeah.
Whatever. Abundance. It was whatever. Lil Keed was on that. I was like, no. The only song that I feel like he fucked up by himself was called Weekend. And that song was annoying. Like, it felt so out of character how annoying it was. So that's the only one I just said, I skipped. I was like, no, I'm just skipping.
Okay. Sounds real
The
bad.
next song called Questions. Again, it was decent. And then Future came in. I'm like, he had no business being on this song.
Well, it depends. I had the energy with the Drake feat song, "Life's Good,"
Mm-hmm.
and then the "Ooh." That's all I hear now. All right.
No, I don't.
Over and over, I'm like,
Future has
ooh.
no business being in any song. There's a lot of songs.
Oh, okay.
This specific, he had no business being on this specific song.
Got it.
Can't deny that song with Lil Tecca. I liked everything about it.
Oh.
The chorus is pretty easy to listen to. It's just him like talking like in Gassed Up. I guess that's the closest it gets is that chorus.
Is that chorus?
Can't deny. Yeah.
Okay.
Slapped. The last song, again, I don't remember what it was, but it had a feature, and I was like, I'm good.
Got it. So without the features, would they have been a much more stable track, I guess?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. That's unfortunate.
Some of these features were just like to say you had a song with these people. Like the feature one, I'm assuming he just wanted to have a song with Future.
Or maybe the other way around for the other people you mentioned. Like, I never heard of Lil Key, but maybe they were like, oh, let me get on a song with the gassed up shorty dude, you know?
I mean, yeah, it could have happened. But overall, yeah, it's solid. The songs that I like is enough to recommend someone listening to it, I would say.
Okay.
It fucks, as the young people say.
Yeah, that's what the little kids say. It fucks.
Yeah.
Side note, did you get Nick back?
Yeah, I got Nick back.
Got it.
I messaged him.
I think you're just trying to make me a sleeper agent.
Yeah. 18. Homecoming.
Yeah. Rusted.
Yeah. Yo, that would trigger me. Stop saying rusted, all right? That, like, not like that. They said it so slow, I wanted to slap him.
Anthony's would just be like somewhere, and then I don't know, one of them would just be, huh?
Yeah.
It'd be like Belvedere.
Yeah.
Texture. Huh?
And I'd be like,
do that thing with that you do before the end of the podcast. You're like, or whatever. Yeah.
And then that's it. Winter Soldier activated. Yeah. All right. So you listened to what's her name? London Grammar. I started listening to that. I haven't finished it. I got like halfway through it.
So you remember how we were like, oh, that name sounds familiar?
I know who it is.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. Well, when we were talking about it, it didn't seem like you did.
That's from this Disclosure album. Then she had Flickers, which I started listening to her
Don't
after
talk
I
to me
heard.
anymore. Stop talking. All right.
What's happening? I don't know what's going on.
Because I was gonna say a Disclosure song, and then you started like you showed me your tattoos of her face.
After I heard the Disclosure, I looked into her and started listening to her stuff. So yeah, I knew about her.
Yeah. I had forgotten. The name looked familiar, and I listened to this. Like, that sounds like the Disclosure lady. And I went, and I typed it up, and then I saw that it was featuring her. I was like, oh, it's a band. It's not just her. She's just a singer.
Yeah, those are facts.
But someone else is a part of it. It's a group.
Yes.
It's more than one person.
Yes. Those are all equal statements, Ryan. Yeah.
So yeah, I saw that came out. I did the thing where I clicked on it. The most listened to song was "Baby It's You." And I got let it play. Do you know the best way I can summarize this album? Do you guys know the Arthur meme where that really ugly big chin guy puts on headphones and then he just floats into some kind of other dimension?
Those are facts. That's what I've been getting when I was listening to the album. It's that.
That's the album. Is if you look at that meme, oh okay.
And then her voice is just so good in it.
Her voice is a mixture between Florence the Machine and Lana Del Rey to me.
I can see that, yeah. Because she holds her notes a lot like Lana does, but she has the range of the high pitch of Florence.
So 12 songs on there. It's 44 minutes. Out of 12, I hearted 2 of them. That doesn't mean that the rest of them were bad.
Those are facts.
It's that those were like slappy.
Yep.
The thing about this album, a lot of it was just a vibe. Like the last song, I just fell asleep. That's how crazy I was.
I think it's America, right?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I literally was sitting at my lunch table and then I didn't hear music.
Yeah, I'm like I think I finished it then, and I'm lying to you because is America the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I lied to you. I listened to it already. Well, I didn't put it on the doc because I'm dumb. So, and he left. He's gone. So I can talk about it. You know, it was pretty good. You know, I listened.
Yeah, do get French.
Yeah.
So yeah,
London
It
Grammar.
was the most comfortable fucking album ever. I didn't heart a lot of those songs because I enjoyed them, but I don't see myself listening to them again.
That's what happened to me. I got like 3 or 4 hearted, and the rest I'm like, this could have made it. But I'm like, if I have it on shuffle, I'm gonna skip it more often than not.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like what I thought with the Tame Impala album. Well, that one's the opposite. This one's like it makes you feel cozy. You just like you're in another dimension. And Tame Impala feels like I took acid and now that's why I'm at another dimension.
So this is
like, oh,
you just kind of relax to, and
if you want to like work with this in the background, it's perfect for that. That's when I listen to it.
If you want to talk to the inner self in you, you play this album.
Lit.
If you want to astral project, this is the album you listen to.
This and Highest in the Room.
I guess. Yeah, that being said, 2 of them, How Does It Feel and Baby It's You, were the ones that are actually hard because I can play that as many times as I want. The rest of it, still good.
I mean, by contract, you can play any of them as often as you want.
But without getting tired of it.
Oh, my bad. I thought you had like a thing with Spotify.
But like the other ones, they're good, but I don't see myself on Shuffle coming on and like, let's get it. If I ever just want to apparently just pass out, I'll play this album back. Yeah.
That's how I'm doing my liked songs nowadays. Like I dig it, but if it comes on shuffle, am I skipping this? And if it's a no, I'm like, then yeah, I'm keeping it.
I realized that while listening to my 2021 playlist, and some of the slow tie songs are like I'm like, I like it's not that I hate this song. I don't want the chance of it just coming up when I'm trying to listen to these things.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's how I started cleaning up my library too. Like I've been doing on shuffle on the way to work and back, and if I'm like immediately want to skip it, I'm like, all right, unheart this.
Yeah, I've been cleaning out a bunch of playlists that I had. I made like a bunch, I think, on when we used Google Play.
Yeah,
they had just library length of songs, and I cleared one. Like, all right, I'm done. And I saw one that just says library tracks, and it was like 1,700 songs. Like, all right, well, so I have to go through that one now.
That's because you exported that.
Yeah, and then after that, then I'm probably gonna have to go through everything and the ones that aren't hard and take those out and clean up all my other playlists and things. It's a hustle. A hustle. It's a hassle. But yeah, I recommend London Grammar. I recommend Nebuchadnezzar just to listen to because it's 19 minutes. This one's 44 minutes.
To 44 minutes to the astral projection layer of life, So
you can see your body from the outside. You just play this.
If you ever wanted to be Doctor Strange, here's your music for it.
Mm-hmm. If you wanted to check yourself out and there's no mirror, just listen to this album.
If you ever wanted to check yourself out and you have portals with you, play Superliminal. So I played Superliminal last week.
Subliminal?
Superliminal. That's how it looks like. It's Superliminal. And I saw the Superliminal. Next. Ooh. You feel me, player? Man up feeling me. Look at his smile on his face. He's like, dang, dog. Right? So I saw this trailer like I think months before release, sometime like late 2020. And it's a
showcase.
It's a perspective puzzle.
This is the one you can like change the size and shape of things by like
perspective.
Distance.
Yeah. This game is Kelsey Foma the entire time I'm like, let me see the code base. The entire time.
When I watched, I thought I had that same thought when I was like watching the original trailers and things for it. I was like, I saw them like pick up a box or something or like a house and then drop, and then it becomes this massive house.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you have no idea what these guys do.
I didn't get to watch Anthony from the beginning. So when I was like, all right, I'm done doing whatever, let me start watching. There's so much shit happening, and there's one time where the whole world just flipped like this, and then my body went like that. Like I felt like I fell over.
This came out last year. I think I'm so mad this came out before the cutoff because I can't fight for it this year for like the top 10 this year. I think it came out in like November or something, so it passed our cutoff point. But holy fuck, man!
I didn't realize that it was out.
Yeah, I was like, I might just as an honor thing near the end of the year, like, hey guys, play Superliminal. So anyway, it's a perspective puzzler, but it's not only like the changing of the size thing. They make portals in a way where you're teleporting to the same room or another room in the other. Like it's I forgot the term of it. There's like a mathematical thing that you can do in code, like in code, like for making through game engines. And let's say I can walk through this door and come out of that closet.
Yeah, we have.
But it looks and feels seamless.
Remember when we were in like SGP and they showed off somebody that did that where you like are in this like meadow and then there's like a door and it's like Monsters Inc. where you just like you walk through the door and all of a sudden you're in this massive castle and then you turn around and the meadow's not there anymore. It's like a bedroom of some house out in the Netherlands or something, and then you go back into it and then go like around a hall and then turn around and everything behind you is gone.
It's stuff like that, but the things aren't gone here. Like they fuck with you where you're like, wait, this. You have to remember the map from like bird's eye view and know where you're navigating. And this is what I'm looking for. All right, the indies are bringing it. Okay, like for a puzzler game, this is it. This will fuck your perspective up. You will fuck with perspective to get some puzzles working. This was like the funnest 2.5 hours I've had in a while. Like they packed the whole game into 2.5 hours. I beat it in one sitting. It'll be up on my YouTube channel tomorrow if you're watching this live. If not, it's already on my YouTube channel because it's Friday and it's coming out tomorrow on Tuesday.
Currently 30% off on Steam, so it's $14 instead of $20. Offer ends May 1st.
It's worth the $20. So if it's on sale, like even for 2.5 hours, it's just fun. The narrative, maybe there's one. I tried to piece together if there was one. I couldn't get it. There's some like deep talk near the end about what the guy's happiness was and not being there, being nothing, turning something. He said some stuff, but again, gameplay is king, and I had a fucking blast playing it. Like it is.
The game looks cool.
It doesn't. It'll definitely entertain you. It'll slowly. It slowly builds too. It's not like it throws you in there and you're like, what the fuck is happening? It slowly teaches you, okay, this is the perspective thing. Here's the walking through stuff. And then you start fusing the puzzles in a way where you're like, what?
The part that I walked in on, Anthony was in some kind of like hotel room and he walked out and you hear the alarm go off. I'm like, oh, what does that mean? He's back in that room. I'm like, what? And then he do it again and the alarm will go off. He's back in that room. One time the room was like this. Another time he grabbed a painting and threw it, and then he could walk through it. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It is if you try to play this like high, you'll probably pass the fuck out. Because you need to have. This is not a game you can be like, oh, I'm gonna get on Call of Duty or Borderlands.
A thing of acid and then go for it.
This is you can. Hey, Godspeed. For me playing this, I'm like, no, you need to be focused. Like. You need to remember everything you've learned, all the perspective stuff. The increasing of the size does matter when you drop it to make it a bigger size or a smaller size. Because sometimes you need it, like the house example you saw in the trailer. That's part of the puzzle. You need to fit in that house, and then you will need to resize it so you can get out of it. And from a different door. It's great. And then there's one. I don't want to spoil that one. There's one when you're like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then you have to break it. You have to break reality to finish it. I know that sounds stupid, but if you watch the gameplay tomorrow, you'll be like, "Oh, he did just fuck it all up." And it's when I figured that out, I'm like, "Oh, this game has been trying to fuck with me." It is definitely worth buying. It's worth it at $20. So if it's on sale, please go grab it.
Here's my question here, Anthony.
What's up?
These are the money-making questions right now. This is the mind boggler.
Game of the year?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
This versus Portal.
Oh.
Portal 2, where I'm playing with him.
Portal 2, we had fun. You guys were angry at me, but I had fun playing Portal 2.
That was pissing me off, and I was watching.
Yeah, that's fair. I still had a fun time playing Portal 2 co-op. That was really fun. Again, this is fresher in my mind. It's hard to compare because this is tech I haven't seen. Like, Portal had portals, but this is like you can't select where to put the portals. The portals were part of the puzzle in a way where here's like they laid it out and you have to figure out that puzzle. But in Portal, you kind of work around it, right? No, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
No,
I don't know. This has like a mind trip that's not the same as a Portal.
Yeah. Skippy says Portal was a great game, but it was very one-dimensional. This
Yeah.
sounds like it has a lot more to it.
If you Skippy, go watch the trailer for Superliminal, and I guess you can compare the two because Portal 2 and Portal 1 were, like he said, like you have portals and you have to figure out how to get from one place to the other. That's basically it, or travel between those two portals. This has more layers than that. So I would pick this.
And then my next question is Game of the Year.
I told you guys before when I started this review, I'm mad I cannot put it for this year's running because it came out before our cutoff day. So I should have played it last year.
Do you think it would have beat Hades?
No. It wouldn't have beat Hades, but it would be at the maybe top 3 easy. Like I've had that too, and again, it's a time thing. I got the whole game in one sitting on the stream. It was I got it didn't overstay its welcome. It taught me things. I played a bit with it, and then it ended. And I'm like, cool. I would love to see a sequel if there was one for more different types of perspective, like puzzles and stuff. But I definitely had a great time. It's 2.5 hours, maybe faster because if you're smarter than me, you can figure it out faster than I could. So less, maybe, if you're speedrunning it. But that's all I really have to say. The rest is just puzzles, and I'll have to like spoil the puzzles, which is that's the point of it. So. Oh, the one. Okay, yeah. There was one that if you guys get it right away, you'll shave fucking 10, 15 minutes off my time. So, because I just could not fucking figure it out. It has to do with dinging noises, like bells.
Right.
There's one that goes bing if you're like stepping in a direction.
Don't tell us if anything about it.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I like puzzle games, especially like visual puzzle games. Like
then I'm telling you, for 2.5 hours, you'll love this. You'll sit down, get through it. It's tightly packaged, dude. Like, it's great.
But is it worth it for only 37 minutes?
Yeah, if you fucking speedrun it in 30 minutes, I'm sorry. I got 2.5 hours out of it. You guys are probably much smarter than I am, so you can probably speedrun and do it like in an hour. But I definitely recommend it. Why not? This is like a really fun one.
Watching them is fine. But me playing puzzle games, it's just not something I want to do.
Okay, that's fair. You should check it out too, Rand. I think you enjoy it a lot. So you're a visual person, so you can mess with like the perspective and thing. I think you like it.
All you would hear is like if you're downstairs around playing, yo, what the heck?
There's a lot of what the heck moments. You're like, what? I'm gonna keep spoiling if we keep talking about it. So yeah, absolutely. Superliminal. I put it off way too long, and this is what I get. I can't put it as a contender for this year's best because I'm a slacker. So that's that. Please play it.
Does anyone else feel like they're putting off things that didn't come out this year so you can fill up your podcast stuff? Like I've been doing that. I have a backlog of stuff, but recently I played something that came out this year because I'm like, I can't talk about this.
I do both. My Tuesdays are my backlog days, like I've been doing, and Thursday I finished Outriders, and I'm gonna talk about that next week. Like I put time for each, for stuff on my backlog, and I put time for the new stuff, and then
I just gotta stop playing PvP stuff.
That's not true because PvP gets updates and stuff, and you can try new things there. Like Apex is getting that new fucking mode next week. I'm excited to try that out.
I want to try that.
So like that's not a bad thing. Anywho, yeah. So we can move on now to the meat here. Not that the other games are not.
News. Forgot to put news. Shit.
I mean, if we have time at the end, but we're already at an hour, we'll see how this takes us here. What do you guys want to talk about first? Oh, I guess Nobody, because Cuz hasn't done Nobody yet. Without spoilers, obviously, because he wants to see this. Nobody. Starring Bob Odenkirk. And then the rest, I've seen some of them in other action movies, but RZA, thank you. And what's his name? Christopher Lloyd. I think his name is Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd, Doc from Back to the Future.
Yeah, he plays Bob Odenkirk's dad. And RZA is just an acquaintance he has. Anywho, it's the story of a dude who used to be a big hot shot, get shit done kind of guy, you know? He was a auditor, I think that's what they called him, correct? That he would go and audit companies in the only way he knew how. And when they mean by auditing, they mean wiping them out. So, He's
Sounds like
experienced.
John Wick.
Yeah, in a very good way. So he decided he didn't want that anymore. Why? Well, he tells you that in the movie, so we're not gonna spoil that. But now he lives with his wife, two kids, right? One or two kids, does something like that.
Two.
And he lives the same old life. Punches in 9 to 5 every day. Does his work.
Get the truck honked at him
every fucking day. That made me laugh a lot because it's one of those like Edgar Wright type of quick cuts for comedic sake. And then one of them is like he's arriving at work and a truck honks at him every time because they're just reusing the same clip or whatever. But it's funny. Yeah, and that's it. He's running a normal life until one day what was different? Someone chose his house to get robbed. Events transpire, and it starts bugging him. Well, he couldn't let shit lie low, so he took action.
I mean, would you, if you had the skill sets to?
Hey, when after we saw his skill sets, I'm like, okay.
If that were my family?
Yeah, I would have swung at that cop. I'm like, there's a cop in here that says some wild shit that I'm like, did I ask what you would do with your family? Like, he stepped out of line for me. He would have got right there. I'd be like, I know who you are. And I have my skill sets. All right. But anyway, where are we at? He did his thing, whatever. Not knowing the repercussions of who he did to what, you know what I'm saying? He did some violent stuff. Well, that victim is now a child of a huge Russian ?
He's the brother of a big Russian mobster
brother
kind of person.
He gets a wind of it, and now they're out to get nobody. Again, everything's explained why he's nobody, all the other stuff, and then it becomes a great action flick from then on out, with some small moments in between where he has to like address obviously his family and stuff, but it's not long enough where you're waiting for the action to come back. It's paced really well. It doesn't have the same style of action as John Wick, in terms of like not cinematography. Choreography is the word, but it has that energy, if that makes sense. It has the same vibe, but it doesn't do it in the same style as John Wick. So he'll have the gun battles, some CQC stuff, but it's not shot in a way where you're like it's a one take or it's a wide shot of him doing these cool things like without quick cuts. There's some quick cuts, and then some were like, oh, that shot was crazy. So it's like I don't want to belittle it. It's like John Wick Jr., if that makes sense, right?
It's like they try to make it a more realistic John Wick.
Sort of, because the first John Wick was sort of realistic, and that's when they started going crazy and crazy as they went on. If I'm not mistaken.
I guess maybe relatable John Wick, maybe. No, because I mean, if someone shoots my dog, it's on site.
Yeah, if someone shoots your dog, you're the new Wick for the evening, you know. So
okay, imagine elderly John Wick.
I guess so.
I don't know anymore.
It was just I guess relatable in some way. Like he was more human than Keanu Reeves was as Wick. Like, yeah. Because by the time we get to Wick, he was already like he was empty when he got to like when he started on his rampage. He didn't have anything to lose. Where Odenkirk does have stuff to lose. So it's kind of a balance of that. But the acting, fantastic. Odenkirk has been on a roll since Breaking Bad. Now Better Call Saul. He's in other movies and stuff that I'm sure he was doing fantastic in.
Incredibles.
Who did he play?
He was the guy whose parent. You remember how the villain was that one guy's sister?
Yeah.
He's the lady's brother.
The brother. That's what it was. That's true. And he did fantastic. RZA was on there for a bit. He did fine. He wasn't on there for too long. Christopher Lloyd, fantastic. Very hilarious moments with Doc. I don't know. Well, you think he gets like offended if we just mention him by Doc instead of his actual name?
I would assume any doctor.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess so. Christopher Lloyd, I don't want to offend the guy, you know. He did fantastic and great, hilarious scenes with him in it. Brian's main, obviously, by stuff that he does in the movie. And I don't know, it was a much lighter hearted John Wick, I guess. Because once the shit starts rolling in John Wick, it's not that funny unless it's like a murder funny, like, oh, he died funny. Whereas like this has with a fucking pencil, like that stuff is like funny, but it's like, yo, he's gonna come kill you funny. Where Odenkirk is like, he has chemistry with the people he's still talking to. Like there's more dialogue, there's more banter between the people who are there. So it's the downtimes are more exciting because it's not like, oh, when's the next action sequence? It's you get to see them, the chemistry, the back and forth, and it's funny. I don't know. Do you guys have anything else to add from that? No, Brian, what you thinking?
I enjoyed it. Pretty easy to watch a movie.
Yeah, that's. Mm-hmm.
I like Bob Odenkirk. He looks nice with a beard. So if he's listening, keep the beard.
But were there guns in it?
Yeah, man, there's guns in it.
Did anybody have a wrench?
Yes. Was that?
I think there was a red wrench. No, that was a different movie.
Was it a different movie?
That was the other one that we saw.
Yeah, that was Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat had the wrench. That's true. That's true. It wasn't this. This one did not have a wrench, unfortunately. But I recommend it. If you're a fan of John Wick, this has the John Wick elements in it, plus some Bob Odenkirk with great chemistry with a bunch of his supporting cast. The gore is not too over the top, but there is some. Obviously, there's gunshots and knife cuts and stuff like that, but it's not. It doesn't quite reach that grotesque level that you're like, oh, or you try to look away.
The one thing, it doesn't take me out of the movie, but it's like, it's something you question. Like, is he an X-Men from how quickly he regenerates from every single fucking fight?
And that's another thing. He gets beat. I think he gets beat up worse than Wick does, right? From the first John Wick movie, like this guy gets hit. So I guess I kind of see what you mean, Brian, with the relatable stuff. It's like a dude. So like he gets hit too. He can throw punches. Like it is a bit more believable because John Wick after a while becomes like a superhuman, where it's like he's taking shots or he's breaking something and he just goes. Baba Yaga. Where this guy, he takes a hit, he slows down a bit.
That's the thing. Like he takes all his damage and then a day passes, and he's back at it.
Sometimes you got to be that way. He eats a lot of beta alanines. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I can tell.
Spinach is 4. I mean, look at what it did to Popeye.
That's true. Spinach is for that exact reason. Like his muscles grew exponentially moments after eating it. So I can see that. So yeah, I recommend it. The Nobody film was just fun.
You don't have anything to add, Randall? You enjoyed it? Game of the year?
I mean, he saw it twice now.
It was a good movie. Nice action. It was fun. I liked it a lot.
Do you want a second one?
I was actually thinking that it'd be cool if they did a crossover.
I was hoping for that the entire movie.
Where like, John Wick just comes in,
like or like he's. I think there was a moment in the film where he gets a call or he calls someone, and I'm like, imagine if he's calling John right now. Like he used to be a hitman too or something. Like if they met, I wish they mentioned a little like the Continental. What is it? The Continental? Mm-hmm. If they mentioned that it's in the same world, I would have like pissed myself right there.
I would love for movies that like have similar genres or similar plots and that kind of stuff to just, they don't even have to be part of the same world. Just employ the actor that's playing that character to be in a background scene somewhere, just like at a cafe, like sipping a tea or coffee or something, as shit's like just blowing up around them, and they're like, and then they go back to reading their paper. Yeah,
like John Wick would just like dust off any debris that came from like an explosion and keep reading, like, yeah, and then just move on.
Like in the next Batman movie, just have anybody who's ever played the Joker that's still alive. Just like have Jack Nicholson just sitting in the background, but with like a smile on his face or something.
I was thinking complete makeup, like he's in the movie, like he was like in what was it in the 80s? Was it 80s or 90s? 80s. It was in his 80s portrayal. That's the word I was looking for. I'd be down for that.
They need to give up on Jared Leto, dude.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not on board with it at all.
To me, it feels like they rented like a clown for a birthday party, but they already paid for 3 hours and they already tired of him by 30 minutes. But they don't want to waste. But they don't want to waste their money, so they have to have this guy here.
Like, might as well get our money's worth. 3 hours. Let's let him do what he's got to do. He doesn't cut. He doesn't. It's not believable for me. That's all.
I mean, he's a good actor, so it's not like I'm calling him dog shit, but it's just don't be Joker.
Yeah,
if
I'm on there too.
Try something else. But in someone else's time. Like I don't want to see it, but
yeah. Shoot. Okay. Then I guess now the rest all we got left is everything we've all seen, right? Which is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Mortal Kombat. Oh, we forgot to add Mortal Kombat for Brian's list. Lit.
I'm kind of asshole.
Yeah, that's me.
Which one are we starting with?
I gotta be honest.
I have to call a podcast now. I mean, if it's not on the list,
it's on the list and it's over. I want to get Mortal Kombat over with.
All right, Kelsey.
Because I do have. Oh yeah, that's true. Kelsey's going first on this. Go ahead, Kelsey. You watch Mortal Kombat.
Let me put up my spoiler warning real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Way to spoil it.
I mean, we have different outcomes here, so we will see what's going on here.
All right. All in all, like I enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
But it was really shitty all at the same time.
Okay.
Like I really like what was it? I didn't really care for the guy that they picked for Liu Kang. He's just this like soft, quiet person.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously don't know like a ton about the lore, but I don't really remember him being that. Yeah. And maybe it's because I judged him off of like the first series of movies where he's like, like, did they even play that in the movie? I don't even remember it.
They did like a remix of it around the ending fight.
Yeah, I told them when we were watching, I'm like, if this movie doesn't have some sort of fucking boom, 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 Mortal Kombat, I would be pissed off.
Yeah, like I think the only time I actually heard it was at the very end when they like started the credits or whatever, and I was like,
that's when the only time
I was like, bro, this needs to be sprinkled throughout every fight in the fucking movie, okay? I don't know what the fuck was up with Jackson his arms and whatever that was.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. God, like, man,
the Arcana thing. I can understand like the Arcana and like having to unlock your powers. Fine. I don't know if that's actually like what came to be or if they just had it or what. I don't think it is. But I mean, if that's the spin they want to take, go for it. But that Jax thing with these little like take my strong hands, shit, like, am I wrong? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Like, it was already busted, and he's like, take my hand. I remember, it's on the cliff trying to save Sonya. I think it was.
Yeah, he's like trying to like lift a friggin' statue's hand off of her, and then she's like, and that's another thing. She's like unconscious underneath the boulder, and then he like lifts it up, and all of a sudden she's like curled up like this and goes, "Thank you." Like, no, bitch, you were unconscious. What are you doing?
Like, yes. Oh my God.
What was I looked up like what the fuck Cole is even supposed to be?
He's completely made up
person.
Yeah, he's completely new, and I was like, okay, he seems like once he got his powers, he's like just really overpowered, because he's like fighting Goro and just absorbing the damage and then reflecting it back to him or something.
That's why I said the Wakanda thing.
Yeah,
he has very, very much suit.
Yeah,
that's what he has as his power.
What was the flying thing?
I've never seen that character before. Is she's an actual character?
Yeah, she's like half dragon.
Oh, okay. Wow, that must be a new one. I don't remember her.
The one that gets split in half
with Kung Lao's
hat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why they put her in the movie.
She didn't do anything. Like she literally was there for like 4 seconds and she was dead.
She flew into the hat. Essentially, that was her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi was like, "Yo, bloody up that hat so it's not as sharp, so it's rusted." And she's like, "I got it."
I feel like this movie was very much the I believe now, and then they went and kicked the bad guy's ass. Like,
you have no idea how much that the Kano literally said, "I'm angry. Here's my laser."
Yeah. Which I thought was supposed to be coming from like a metal plate on his face because he got his eye scratched out.
Yes.
which they sort of came close to doing with Reptile, but then it was like, which Reptile, I don't even know what the fuck that was.
It was a reptile, a literal reptile that spit acid at you. Oh my god! But keep going. You're hitting on a lot of the same nails I'm going to be hitting. So
I think the only person I liked that they picked for the person that they played was Sonya Blade. Like, I felt like she fit the build, she fit the character, she had the attitude out of everybody that I, remember. But even that wasn't like, oh my god, she's perfect. It's not like, oh, Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. Like he is Deadpool, okay?
Yeah.
She's not exactly Sonya Blade, but out of the cast, I felt like she was the best pick.
Yeah.
Or maybe Kano. Kano didn't do too bad of a job at his character.
Robin Williams.
He thought he looked like Robin Williams. And I'm like, okay.
But Cole's just this like whiny little brat most of the time, like, oh, I can't win. And then,
his wife grabbed an axe and dug into Goro. Like, she did more than he did.
Yeah. And then, like, he fights Goro, and then he's like, I believe now, and then kicks his ass. Like, no. Goro is, like, what, a 4-time champion of
the Mortal Kombat.
9-time champion. He's the champion. The 9 consecutive wins?
Because of him. Yeah.
Okay. Like, he's not going to just suddenly lose to some newbie who got, some powers he doesn't know how it works.
The Black Panther armor.
And
all that morph, I didn't, oh my god, the Arcana stuff, I'm like, this movie's shot. Like, what? I just believe in now. You have to find your inner being. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
When Kool-Aid was saying, when Liu Kang,
Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, Kool-Aid Man started saying, oh, when you find your whatever, you'll get your powers. And then Kano started talking about powers, and I'm like, what powers are they talking about?
Yeah.
And then the fucker just eye-beamed his way out. He's like, oh, you found it. And I'm like, no, we're done here. But go ahead. I keep interrupting you.
No, you're good. Like, all in all, like, it was entertaining. I'm really upset that my boy got bodied at the very end, but I kind of saw it coming.
Oh,
Sub-Zero, yeah. I was happy they at least had one "get over here" in the show.
And that's another one where I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The fucker didn't speak a lick of English in the beginning intro, and then now he says, get over here?
Yeah. That was my only problem with it. I was like, I'm happy that they kept it in there because it's an iconic, if you hear that, you go Mortal Kombat, but at the same time, it's like the guy doesn't speak English. Like,
and I would, and I'm waiting for someone to be like, he learned it while he was training in hell or whatever. They never showed that. The fucker died and never seen again until the last fight. And then he just says, get over here. And then he leaves.
Well, they showed him in a hate cyclone, and that's all they did. And then they showed his fucking dagger getting wrapped like 3 times.
And that's another fight where they're like, I believe, and then they kick Sub-Zero's ass because like Sub-Zero was bodying both of them, to start, and like the only thing that like he surprised him, pulled him with the kunai, and then got bodied.
Yeah.
Like that was it. And then they were like, we could do this. And then they started, and he's talking to him in whatever language his like original language is. And Cole's like, yeah, I got it. No, bitch. Like, what are you doing?
I thought the same thing. He's talking to him serious, like, and Cole's like, whatever you said, bro. Like, I'm down. Like, you threw shit through your arms just now and pulled it toward you, and you have fire coming out of you.
And I didn't understand the whole point of remember this face. Like, of course he remembers the face. He fucking killed you. Like,
like he killed him free too. Like, he got like one slash in because he did the pullback trick and then dead.
He's supposed to be free. At least they got something right about this fucking thing.
Oh my gosh. I'm with you on that. Some of the fights were cool to watch on screen. I'm like, that's badass. Everything in between the fights, I'm like, what the fuck I'm taking this off of Brian because he said it while we were watching this. It's like someone played 2-3 rounds of Mortal Kombat and said, I know enough to make a movie.
I feel like that's how Monster Hunter was made too.
No, facts. Let me hit you with that. The same people who thought, oh, okay, I played one hunt in Monster Hunter, I can make a movie out of this. They did like first to 3, and like we got it. We can make a Mortal Kombat movie. I don't know if it's that or I think Mortal Kombat is just a meme now, where I can't take it seriously. Every time I see a live action of Mortal Kombat, I'm just laughing at it because it's just wrong.
Dude, the first Mortal Kombat was absolutely amazing. Okay, like I love that movie.
Have you watched that recently?
Not like within like the last 5 years, but not like, within the last 6 months.
I saw that within the last year, I think it was. And yes, I remember my time as a kid. I'm like, this is cool. Sober watching that now, I'm like, what the fuck was I watching?
Whatever you do, don't watch Annihilation. If you're already like, what is this? Don't watch the second movie.
I've already seen the second movie.
He's seen it.
They like, I felt like it was very similar to the Boondock Saints 2, where they didn't have a budget. Like their budget was like whatever they had, whatever the actors had in their pockets, and and they're like, we can make this.
If we believe. Speaking of the budget, there were some transitions and like character appearances in this Mortal Kombat movie where I'm like, that's what you're doing? Like Raiden came in like it was made in Photoshop. Like it doesn't matter. It's like lightning and then they just faded him out. Like he didn't turn into lightning. It was oh my god, the best one was when he's sending Cole back to his house to wherever the fuck, because he's like, oh, you failed. And he opens a portal on the right side of the screen. The fucker just walked behind a pillar. You can see him, like he's not going through a portal. They just put a lot of electricity and he's walking behind something else, and then they cut to him over there.
I didn't even realize that's what had actually happened until he got summoned back. Like seriously, I had to watch it again. Like I was like watching it, and then I hit the rewind button because I was like, wait, how the fuck did he get home when he was just at this temple? Like what did I miss? And then I just saw the
yeah,
I'm home, and I'm like, and then huge like plot hole. Hey, you can teleport anyone anywhere you need to go, right? Yeah. So why the fuck didn't you do that when Kung Lao was here, or
Shang Tsung.
Yeah, Kung Lao was getting killed. Like you could have just teleported everybody else out, or teleported your party members out, and then saved his life.
Kelsey, he can't get involved. Wink, wink. He can't get involved. Right. Like that.
Oh my god! Like again, very similar to Monster Hunter. It was fun to watch for what it was worth. It is not something that I would recommend as like a game of the year because it was pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's disappointing because they have the material already, and out of the fucking roster, every time I say roster of characters. What was it called, Brian? Armageddon? The Mortal Kombat what had like every
Annihilation.
fucking... No, that's the movie.
Armageddon.
There's a game called Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and it had racks of characters that you can pick.
Every character playable, and you can make a character.
And you decide, let's make a new one. Let's mess up Scorpion's origin to make this new character, and he's awesome, right? He's from Wakanda. I mean, he's got some gold-plated thing on that he can reverse power. Yeah.
Like, I'm fine if they want to introduce some new character. That's cool. That's too many. That's the whole create your own character thing that they're bringing in. Fine, whatever. But like, same thing with like Avatar: The Last Airbender. How do you take something that is already so well documented with just all this stuff and just fuck it up? Like, why? What is the reason? This isn't like, oh, I'm putting my own spin on it. No, you're fucking ridiculous with what you're doing.
Yeah.
I saw someone try to defend it on Twitter.
I gotta hear this side.
I have to hear the side. This is what they said. Well, MK11 ended so that anything could be canon because he's rewriting time, so this could be a good story. Even if I want to believe that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
They're introducing characters with no context, and the best way to explain this, Melina, who is she? She's literally a clone mixed with Baraka's people of Kitana to be Shao Kahn's actual daughter because Kitana's dead to him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get that in this movie? Where do you get any of that? Why are we seeing Melina with no one else that makes her relevant?
Cabal just shows up to do fucking teleportation moves.
But let's show Katana's fan in the back when they're in Raiden's temple.
And they only showed Melina open her mouth for like a second. Like if it fully opened and you saw like I'm like, oh, that's badass. They're showing her like her full mouth completely open, her skin broke and everything. I'm like, now we're fighting. Never to be seen again.
Isn't she supposed to be wearing like is it purple?
Sometimes they do. Yeah, they wear purple like a veil and stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like that veil on her mouth has reasons to it because she's always considered a hideous or like the ugly version of Katana. She hides her mouth because she's insecure. Where do you see any of that backstory? Goro, you know the guy who literally jacks his arms. They just said Sub-Zero did that. Never did Sub-Zero do that. First, it was Ermac. Then sometimes it's been rewritten, so Goro's the one that rips him. They said Goro's is just so he gets a Wakandan suit. Ermac's necklace is in Raiden's temple. Oh, you know how Sonya's whole thing was she wanted to be a badass on her own? Jax, you're the reason I want to impress you. He didn't have arms.
Oh my god! And it goes back to the Akana
thing. Here, Kano's just sitting here. Yeah, that's that one guy I'm interrogating. You guys want to be friends to a desert? The only two concepts that I guess they got was Liu Kang. He's supposed to be a monk. His original story was he was a monk, so that's why he was like he was quieter. Like he used to be a pacifist too. So in the first Mortal Kombat, his fatalities didn't actually kill you. It was like just uppercuts or whatever. And then afterwards, like no, fuck that. He's gonna turn into a dragon and eat you, which they did the homage to when he did the fire dragon.
And that shit looked corny. I forgot about that too. That I did not like that.
But it didn't even like actually eat him. It like came down and bit him, and then just turned him into fire. Like
that's why it was
like
corny.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to like actually like have some mass to it where it like grabs him and then destroys him.
I don't know,
Liu
man.
Kang was like the only casting. I'm like, I guess that's who they picked when they played the 3 games. They played Liu Kang. Like, oh yeah, we can put him in. Melina looked decent, her costume design, but again, they put her in with no one around her so that she would have any story. Sub-Zero's outfit looked cool. None of that's actually what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're gonna rewrite your own story, and let's say if someone were to try to defend it and say, oh well, you're just mad because they didn't follow the game, you can do your own story and things work. Look at MCU. They changed things. I don't agree with Ragnarok, but everything else that they changed, it fits the world, right?
Yep.
Here, it's not even like they try to make a cohesive world. It's like there's gonna be friendship and random powers. That's gonna be our goal, and we're gonna pick characters that we know people remember to see if that's enough to sell this movie.
Except Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Who everyone knows.
And then they're like, hey, they killed Goro before the first tournament. This isn't even a tournament. They just like, hey, go over there. Oh, the champion's already dead. Sub-Zero's already dead.
Some guy that sort of knows how to fight.
They can make him noob, I guess, if they make another move, which I hope they don't.
Yeah, I don't want another one.
Well, Shang Tsung made it sound like he's going to bring them back because death is just another beginning.
Yeah, he did say that. He's like, death is just another portal. And I'm like, okay.
Like, it makes me think he's going to go, like, it makes me think he's going to go into the underworld and then pull their souls out and shove them back into the bodies or something. Yeah, you know, like, I don't even know.
With the Hakana whatever garbage, sure. I saw Jax literally just transformer his arms out. I don't recall that being how he got it. So, like, I'm like, anything's fucking possible right now.
This tattoo bullshit? Oh, your birthmark. You're a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Scorpion now has a kid, apparently.
Yep.
Which
grandson.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah, fuck that. He was the last one. He died. They're gone.
Yeah.
But I stole his daughter. The fuck? Isn't that interfering, Raiden? Saving someone's daughter?
No, he doesn't wink. He doesn't interfere.
Why did Shang Tsung swallow a soul and still look ancient?
Shang Tsung didn't even do anything. He literally was just like, hey, henchman, go. Like, he could have very easily done literally anything, you know?
And they aren't. Yeah. Speaking of eating the soul, wasn't he not supposed to interfere as well? So why didn't Raiden come to help him?
Because there's another thing they got right. In the writing of Mortal Kombat, the game, no one gives a fuck about Kung Lao. He's the Krillin of the game. And they kept that 100% in here, so I gotta applaud them for that.
Okay, I get that.
But this is,
I feel like somebody had like this really cool idea that they could make a movie, and they tried to make Mortal Kombat without actually knowing anything about Mortal Kombat.
That's what it feels like.
Do you remember the guy with the big ass hammer?
Who was that?
Ball? Google, and I'm going to tell you how to spell it. You remember what he looked like in the movie, right? The big hammer. Google REIKO. And I want you to tell me how good of a job they did. Do you see a guy who looks like he's wearing red and he has black hair?
Yeah, and his eyes are white and he's got like paint or something on it.
Yeah. Who did the translation?
Who did the casting for that?
Does he even use the hammer?
No.
Like the closest thing they have is the.
One time he used Shao Kahn's hammer. One time.
I was gonna ask, isn't that looks like Shao Kahn's hammer?
The one they put in there looked like some kind. It looked like, get that stick, put a rock on it. That's a hammer. That's what it looked like in the movie.
Yeah, the closest thing to this character is maybe the size and the shoulder pads, and that's it.
Yep.
But even those aren't correct.
He's like a tactician. He betrays them. I mean, spoiler if anyone cares, but he's like a smart kind of like
general or commander. I think
like a general kind of guy. And they turned him into. It looked like Thanos with a hammer,
but without the intelligence.
Yeah,
because he just yelled and wham. He played me playing a melee person in Diablo. I don't.
None of this is basically just. We want your money. We don't give a fuck about your story.
Yeah.
All the fans.
Hey, Mortal Kombat. We did all the Mortal Kombat things. There's blood. Oh, we didn't even talk about it. There's a lot of gore in this. Because Mortal Kombat. They went through the check marks. They went, hey, what's Mortal Kombat? Gore. That cool EDM music. We'll remake that. Get over here. We got that.
They say fatality all the time in Mortal Kombat. We got to put that in.
Fatality. Oh, I think somebody said flawless victory at one point.
Yeah. Kung Lao said flawless victory when he cut what's her name in half with the hat.
Yeah.
They said test your might in there.
We have everything. This is a Mortal Kombat movie now, right, Randall? You're going to come watch this.
Also, people always uppercut to put him in another level. Let's have that little girl. Wow. What's his name? Cole? Bowl? What's his name?
His name is Cole Young.
While he's in a clinch with somebody, let's just have the girl yell uppercut. How?
Uppercut! All right. That girl knows what she's doing. When Jack said that, I'm like, this is going to be quite the fucking train wreck.
So they played Liu Kang, the 3 games that they played, and they went on the bridge that has the spikes. They didn't even kill Thanos with a hammer with the spikes. They did small plot. They did Jackson's fatality where he thunderclaps your head. Cool.
Yeah.
Why on that level? Just uppercut him.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, they're on the bridge. They're gonna like throw him down at the spikes, and then he does that. I'm going, well, that was disappointing.
And that's how we sum up Mortal Kombat. Quote, well, that was disappointing. End quote. Randall, you haven't said a single word. How was your time with Mortal Kombat? Because we heard audible. And then I heard my God. And it wasn't like fun, oh my God. It was like, is this fucking thing over? Oh my God. So what you thinking, Randall? You want to be a fly on the wall in these business meetings?
I'm gonna read something.
Okay. Go for it.
This is gonna sum up
what your feelings as well? I guess all of ours at this point.
When I read this, you're gonna know how I feel.
Got it. Go for it. Are you quoting someone? Because you might as well quote it. Okay, so quote. Where did you?
I don't know. It's an interview with the director of the movie.
Okay, this ought to be good.
And it was on Collider.
Okay.
and it says Mortal Kombat director Simon. I guess his last name is pronounced McCoy.
Okay.
And here's the part.
Go for it.
Promises the best fights that have ever been on film.
Fuck off. Fuck off. There's moments where some of the fights I'm like, that was cool. Best fights ever? Nah, not even close. Not even close.
On film.
Not even close. Sorry, man. You missed the mark by a few fucking miles.
It's like he tried to avoid the mark, I feel like, to be honest with you.
He purposely shot the opposite direction.
Yeah.
He's at like a what is it, those shooting ranges, and then just turned around and started blasting the window behind him.
Yeah, he was brought there by someone who's like, you gotta go to the range. I love doing this. And he turned and shot that guy. He didn't shoot the bullseye. He just shot his friend.
Oh my god!
There's nothing.
Man.
I can't say anything nice about this movie. Do not watch this. If you want actual Mortal Kombat, watch Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge, the animated movie.
I think I can be behind that. That's a good recommendation. How about you? You watched it as well. Kels, did you watch the Scorpion one yet?
No, I haven't. That you're talking about the animated one? That,
yeah.
You guys highly recommended? No, yeah. I haven't seen that.
That's one I'm with Brian on that. Do not watch this movie. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's people who had an enjoyable time with it. I cannot recommend this movie.
That's again. So, you change the story, whatever. If it makes sense and it's cool,
no problem.
They make changes to the normal Mortal Kombat story in the animated one. I don't care. It actual good fights. It's animated and it's gorgeous, and the story actually makes sense. Hey, there's this character. This is who he is. This is why he matters. Not Melina's here. I don't know why.
Did we ever was she ever named? Did anyone say hey Melina or anything?
I don't know.
So we just, as people who know what she looks like, knew who that was.
That's about it. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I thought someone named like no one said Melina in the entire movie.
I don't know.
I remember them saying it. Like, the only person that I remember them like really naming was the dragon chick, you know. Yeah, where Shang Tsung mentioned her about being the most beautiful thing in the world or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and then that was it. And then he would name, you know, his little henchman for the most part, but I don't remember him explicitly saying her name.
Great. I love how they just turned Sub-Zero into a villain.
I didn't understand either. Get any of the Lin Kuei stuff besides I'm from the Lin Kuei, and kills a guy and he's gone. And I'm like,
yeah, what is even the Lin Kuei? Like, what?
Especially with that beginning scene, like the scene it was between the two clans. They have their bout, they fuck off for the end until the end of the movie where they fight again, and it's what 2 minutes, and then it's over, and it's like, you saw my face. He leaves. That would have been the perfect time to just stretch that, make the movie about the two families or the two clans and the quest for revenge. Show Scorpion getting good at his powers, learning how to be fucking Scorpion. Now we're gonna cut through all that. This new guy who has Wakanda, he has a new gold thing on that he can just throw back energy. That's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta focus on. And these tattoos. Come on, right? That trailer, when I first saw it, I'm like, this might be okay. Because those parts in the trailers was what was like the best parts for me, which was the action.
Sub-Zero did with the blood. He did not. He did. He's like, I think we know who Scarlet is, but we don't know how to design her. So Sub-Zero can bend blood now.
He didn't bend blood, Brian. What are you talking about?
He turned it into a knife.
Yeah, he turned the dagger. He turned when he pulled something out, blood shot out, and then he turned it into a dagger.
Yeah, that's okay. He iced it. It was made out of ice.
He doesn't do that.
Brian, yes, he hasn't done that in his moveset, but with math, you can be like, yes, you can freeze blood.
You don't do math, Anthony. There's no math in this movie. Let's just get that out immediately. Don't say with math. Nothing here has math.
What he did fits that world, Brian. He can freeze shit, and liquid can be frozen, Brian.
It can be frozen, but not into a knife. Now change its shape completely.
He can distribute it, Brian. It's water.
He freezes.
I understand that.
That's his job. He doesn't. Yeah, let me manipulate the particles in this blood.
He's not manipulating particles. He's moving it with other water particles.
He changed the shape of it. That's mancing of blood.
No, Brian, you can move blood with other liquids.
You're not understand. You're adding math that it is not. That's not what this is, Anthony.
For this world, it is what it is.
There's no. Show me where there's math in this movie.
We're talking about it. That's exactly where it makes sense. If I cut you and I freeze your shit,
you're adding math to this movie.
Okay. All right, shoot. He was blood mancing when clearly he's just fucking freezing it. But all right, yeah, he's blood mancing.
It's not the same. Freezing would be it's like the shape is frozen. It's that shape, not. It's a knife now.
All right, blood mancing. We'll go with that. Do not watch this movie. I'm assuming you're in the same boat.
What? To watch
Mortal
the movie
Kombat,
or
yeah,
not watch
yeah.
the movie?
Just straight up say, hey, I heard Mortal Kombat's out. What do you think I should watch it? Hello? If you just sit there just looking down on the just
I definitely wouldn't recommend.
It's 0 for 3. Kelsey, I don't know if you said yay or nay.
I enjoyed the movie for what it was. Just as I enjoy Mortal Kombat, but like having any sort of knowledge of the lore and things, it was not as entertaining as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want something that's just like blood, guts, and gore, go for it. Like they definitely have some of that,
yep.
Especially near the end. But if you know the backstory of a lot of how like the characters came to be and that kind of stuff, it's probably not going to be as enjoyable as you want it to be.
Last complaint. In the movie, they say Sonya does what she does to impress Jax.
Oh, okay.
So you would think, hey, there's some kind of relation there, right?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
How does she not know he got pulverized until that moment?
Jax goes to get Cole, right? Then she radios to Sonya, hey, I got Cole, we're on the way. Cole arrives there without Jax. Not a single mention of Jax. As in, she forgets he exists until she sees him laying down at the temple. Like, they've never met before.
No, they, when he shows up and gets his ass kicked by her, she's like, where, why are you here? And he was like, Jax told me to come here. And she's like, where is he? And then she goes,
where is he? There was where is he? Believe me when I'm telling you, this gripe I had, I've held it until she saw him. Because she did not mention Jax or ask. It was Jax sent me. Okay. Turned around and just bounced into her trailer.
Oh, yeah. What happened? And he says he stayed behind.
I need to rewatch it. Because I'm telling you, since she arrived, I'm like, I'm mentioning it out loud to everyone as we're watching it. So she doesn't care about Jax?
She jumps over the fence. She kicks his ass. Yeah. He's laying on the ground. And she goes, who are you and what are you doing here? And he's like, Jack sent me, told me to come here and look for a Sonya Blade.
Yep.
And she was like, okay, I'm Sonya. Where's Jax? And he goes, he stayed behind to fight off whatever so that we could get away.
I got to rewatch this now.
Even if that's what happened, right? If someone that you care about put themselves in danger, you would check on them, right? Any kind of come in Jax, any kind of anything like that, right?
I honestly could swear that she at least tried to contact him once before they left.
Now you're fucking reaching. There's no way that bitch fucking called him. I know that for a fact. Now I'm getting triggered. There's no way. I would have remembered her saying that. Because Kelsey, until she saw him on the table, I was in my head going, she doesn't give a shit about Jax. There's no way. I gotta rewatch this. After this, I'm gonna be like loading it up and I'm watching it again because there's no way I missed that.
Skippy says everyone should totally see this movie again because it was great, and everybody in Discord is like flaming me because he was like, "Yo, Brian and his friends didn't like the Mortal Kombat movie."
Tell them hey, everyone likes their thing. If you guys liked it,
you have people who did like it.
Oh yeah, I mean like Nick and his brother Walt.
Were they drunk when they watched it?
Wait, hold on. We need to be clear about this. They actually said they like the movie.
So let me hang on. Let me so Nick said this motherfucker wore TV and his friends are talking shit about the Mortal Kombat. What a fucking loser. And
Expose him. Show him the receipts.
where is it? So so Michael goes, some people just have no concept of what entertainment means. And I said, because the movie was hilariously awful. And he goes, what did you watch? The 90s version? I said, the 90s version was way better, but I enjoyed this movie. The movie was fun for what it was, but it was awful for what they did to it.
Yeah.
And he goes, explain, because it sounds like we watched two different movies. And I talked about everything that we talked about, and then the fights were pretty bad. And he's like, the fights were bad. Like, what is wrong with you?
The fights were okay, if that.
I didn't really care for any of them because it literally was it followed that whole I believe now, and then they just suddenly started kicking ass. Like, I didn't really care for that. Like, I would rather them, have
use martial arts.
some reason to like actually be better.
Hey man, again,
This person that said, did we see two different movies? Have they only watched Squidbillies and Mortal Kombat? Is that like the range of what good entertainment is?
again, if you guys liked it, cool. That was an abomination from where I was sitting. Okay. I don't know what else to say. If you like it, you like it. I'm not gonna just like, There's always gonna be one each camp. They enjoyed it, cool. There was nothing for me to enjoy there.
If they find it enjoyable, that's if it's like Fast and Furious entertainment, I get it, I guess. If they say, yeah, I love Mortal Kombat, and I ask what you think of the movie, and then they said they liked it, that's when I don't talk to them ever again.
Yeah, you don't love Mortal Kombat then. I don't know.
They're liars though.
Do they play Mortal Kombat, Kelsey?
I mean, we used to as kids. We played Mortal Kombat 2 or 3 on the Sega Genesis for,
No,
years.
I mean them, the ones that you were talking about that like the movie.
Yeah, I grew up next door to them. We, as in the
he needs time to process this. Look, this man right now cannot on screen.
Well, Kelsey, we're not talking about you, so you're excused. We're talking about the individuals that said that they liked the movie. They played.
I don't think they still play it. No. I don't think that they follow it or anything either.
So in other words, they don't know the lore either.
I mean, I think they
Do
have
they know
some
anything besides uppercut, finish him, flawless victory?
The checklist that they hit on this movie, do they know anything besides that?
So Skippy says, yeah, we play it, and yeah, we follow the lore.
Then he's a fucking liar. He didn't like that movie.
Wait, your brother liked the movie too?
Not my brother, his brother.
No, they're lying. They didn't like the fucking movie. They're literally.
Oh, they liked the movie.
No, they were fucking partying, drinking, uppercut, and then that's it. There's no way. But whatever. If you like it for real, cool. I cannot, in all honesty, go to someone and be like, go watch this movie. There's no way.
Instead, I would say, I skipped this movie, but watch Velocipaster. I'd rather say that.
I don't even know. I think I'd rather watch this than Velocipaster, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, you're on your own there.
Honestly, this is tied with what's the movie with Bruce Willis that we saw?
Cosmic Sin.
This is how it is in my head.
Okay. Man, that's crazy. Okay, if they like it, they like it. I don't have anything else to say about it.
I mean, like I said, hey, I don't like.
Kelsey, Rambo has something else.
I just got one more thing. A request, if you will so indulge me.
Yeah. I'll do more than that.
Could you do me a favor? Could you tell your friends to watch Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge? And after watching the movie, tell them to let you know if they think that movie or this thing we just watched, if it's better. Which one is better?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I can do that. What's it called? Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge.
Okay, I'll pull this up so I can mention it to them later. But yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't like to go into movies, even like remakes and things, and just be like, this is not going to compare to the originals or whatever that I saw. Same thing with like Ghostbusters. Like, I liked the new Ghostbusters, but I didn't like it nearly as much as I did for the original one, because like the original one, set a tone for me. I mean, it's the same thing with like the Matrix. Like I really enjoyed the first one. The second one wasn't nearly as good, and neither was the third one. Like it has, you set a tone, and then you kind of have expectations going into that. And I personally don't like it when you have like all this lore and all this backstory and everything that like you can use and choose to ignore it completely and make up your own shit that doesn't make any sense for what it is that you're doing to make a new movie so that you can have something that's different. Like you can put spins on things, like maybe change a little bit about how somebody got their powers, or maybe relationships, like with Scorpion not having kids and that kind of thing. Like fine, but not like, oh, you were born with a mark, you're a chosen fighter, and you have to unlock your arcana by getting angry. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean? That makes perfect sense. Like Super Saiyan, Kaioken, they get angry,
I'm gonna have to
meet these individuals and oh my god. I don't have anything else to say. It sounds like it's like a 1 for 4, kind of 0 for 3, like it's not a good rating on this podcast, all right? Like I do not recommend this. I don't think anybody here would recommend it.
Right? I still don't understand.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kelsey.
I can't in good conscience recommend it for somebody who like knows a lot of the backstory to Mortal Kombat and things, but I think if you just want to go into a movie with just wanting to enjoy a movie, I think you can enjoy it if you just watch it just kind of whatever.
I don't know what you said to me. I'm drawing a blank here thinking about this fucking movie, so like all right, let's move on then. We said our piece. We're on the wrong side apparently, according to our audience. So like we're
getting boos in the chat. ADLR Podcast is the worst.
Check the charts. Thanks. Scoreboard check. I'm not. Next fucking thing, dude. Oh my god.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right?
Yes, sir. Falcon. I think that's the last thing we got. Yeah, it's the last thing we got. So, Falcon and the Winter Soldier taking place after the blip. You got a problem with my accent, Brian? Is there a problem?
You're a problem.
Yes, sir.
I'm so turned on, my life.
That's right. You can call me Mr. Morgan. Mr. Arthur Morgan. All right.
Shelby.
You're a fuck. I gotta get into character for that one. Give me a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking shit. I'm a fucking Shelby. I'm a fucking. All right. Enough of that.
Arthur.
Tommy. All right. Enough of that. No, we're done. I was gonna say Captain Falcon again. This. Yeah, and I walk like this, swinging my arms. Fucking Shelby. All right. No disrespect to you guys. You guys are awesome. I can't wait for the next movie / season, whatever you guys are doing. Winter Soldier. Randall, you and Kelsey, I think, saw the first episodes, like the first few weeks together. Gave an okay vibe, right? I'm like, okay, I'll wait for it till it's over. A couple of days ago, Brian got to episode 5, and he said, it's whatever, it's filler. So now I was getting random. I don't know what the fuck to expect when I started binging this thing.
I was filler?
He got to episode 5, and I'm like, oh, you like it? And he's like, it's like, it feels like filler. So I'm like, okay, that's a different take. So I'm like, now I'm like, what? No cap. I see what you did there, Johan. That's smart. So yeah, I started watching it, and I'm like, I don't know what Brian was talking about, because it doesn't feel like filler to me. It had a very Jason Bourne pacing, which I really love because I fucking love Jason Bourne. And I like both of their arcs. They explain stuff that they took the. I guess it's both. Yeah, it's both of their arcs, and they're all intertwined in a way. Anywho, I'm assuming spoilers for this, right?
I put up a spoiler warning.
So yeah,
since we all watched it. So if anybody, just real quick, if anybody on the podcast is not wanting to hear spoilers about Falcon and Winter Soldier, kindly mute or whatever.
We'll come back or pause this. Go watch 6 hours of that and then finish watching this podcast. Thank you. Or listening, however you digest this. On the way to work, masturbating in the bathroom, whatever. Randall, don't make that face. You've done it. So we got Falcon. So Falcon, this takes place after he gets the shield. It starts off with the same saying he said to Steve Rogers. Johan in chat, I'm gonna wash your back, asshole. What? All right. What was the line? What he gives him the shield, and the first thing Captain Falcon. Fuck me, man. The Falcon says to Captain Steve Rogers is, it feels like it's someone else's. So that message and tone kind of spread into like halfway of the show. He doesn't take up the mantle as Captain America right away. He gives it back to, I guess, Shield, right? He gives it back to the Armory. Huh?
There's no more.
So he gave it to the state, or the museum, the Smithsonian, or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. He declines becoming the new Captain America, so that and gives it to the museum to be put on display as like a relic.
Yes. While at the same time, he has to figure out what's going on with this new terrorist / supremacist group called the Flag Smashers, I think it's called by people.
Right.
Bro, spoilers, I'm still in the Green Lantern movie. God bless you if you're still watching that. How would you still watch that? Anyway. No, sorry, Ryan Reynolds. Actually, no, I think he shits on it too.
Anyway. No, he does. In one of the Deadpool movies, he goes back in time and shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, that movie had potential, but
you're welcome, Canada.
Yeah, you're welcome, Canada. Anywho, where am I at? I'm losing the train here.
Large.
So yeah. Go ahead.
He's trying to get readjusted to the world because he was part of the blip.
Yes.
And then, trying to like help his sister out because now he's back and she's struggling. And then, the Flag Smashers start coming up and he starts looking into it because one of his friends is like, yo, you should check this out.
Yeah, he got intel from Torres, I think his name was. Joaquin Torres or something. So he kept him in a loop, started seeing more super soldiers, and he's like, whoa, what the fuck? That's new. And continues that investigation to figure out what the fuck's going on. How is there more super soldiers? On Sebastian, not Sebastian. Jesus. Bucky, thank you. I don't know why I'm forgetting the names. On Bucky's side, he's dealing with, hey, I'm not a fucking serial killer anymore. How do I not become a Winter Soldier? So it shows the time.
He wasn't a serial killer.
Yeah, he killed cereal boxes. So then the Wakandans told him how to, like, it seems like how to love. Yeah, I think him and the chick have a thing, and they're not showing it because they were exchanging looks.
Him and the sister?
No, not Sarah. The girl the one that met him outside.
Oh, the Wakandan general or whatever, the soldier.
The one that
because if that's the case, Bucky's a stupid slut. He went out on a date and he's hitting on what's his name's sister.
Yeah, but that date was before Clarity, Like he was still fucked up. Yeah.
No, I don't want that story.
Okay.
Personally, I really want him to keep flirting with Sarah.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
To piss off Sam.
Captain Falcon. That's it. I'm gonna call him Captain Falcon. That's it. I'm sorry.
I was only going to refer to him as Captain Falcon as when we talked about this.
Because I can't.
It literally is what he is.
All right, like I don't know what the hell else. I can't remember Sam. I can't remember Bucky for the fuck. I don't know.
Captain America.
Spoilers. Anyway.
Wilson.
And on Bucky's side, he's dealing with that. He's dealing with like not even angry at Sam because he turned down what Steve told him to take up. But then that gets resolved throughout it as well. Sharon, is that her name? Not Sharon.
Carter.
Yeah. Is it Sharon Carter?
Yeah, it's blonde lady.
Yeah, her I'm upset with because I wish they showed how she got into being the power broker. Which is like some...
When did you figure out?
I mean, that's the second they met up and then she did her own thing and got into a car with that lady. I'm like, she's a power broker.
I didn't think that. Like, not like I thought I didn't realize what the power broker was until they like mentioned it near the end. But I was wondering if that was her when she went back to her apartment and she's got like all these paintings and things, and I'm like, so she's just like selling and like illegal activities and things here now. Like, what are we doing here?
Now
It
the
was
second,
that, it was that mixed with they talked about the power broker, and obviously every time before it was mentioned before that, no gender. They ask her and she throws out he immediately. So in my head, I'm like, this is already the most straightforward, no twist show. It's gonna be her because she said he.
No, for me it was evidence from before that. I don't know if it was before. I don't know what time period it is. They mentioned Power Broker, and then they introduced her in the show. I'm like, oh, she's in this. And the first thing they said is, oh, I've been on the run, or like I've been in hiding and stuff. And the second I see her get into a car with another human being opening the door for her, I'm like, Power Broker. If you're on the run, you don't have people just opening doors for you, my guy. You're on the run. Like, you have hood on in the entire... I watched Jason Bourne, all right? He doesn't just, let me get this fucking... He drives himself places. He walks places when you're on the run. You don't got chauffeurs. You know? I'm like, it's her. So that was, like, wasn't the plot twist. Instead, I would want to see her... Maybe one episode, right? Like, there's only 6 episodes. An episode of her, be like, a backstory. How did she get there? Because they took the time to see, like, what happened to Bucky in between, like him, a little bit of his time in Wakanda, then afterwards. Go ahead.
Is this part of like the Winter Soldier Captain America movie that I like? Because I think I missed that movie. Like, I don't think I actually saw Winter Soldier.
You missed it out. That's a really fun one, man. Yeah,
that's a really good movie.
Like, I want to say I did, but like the more I think about it, the more I think I feel like I'm missing gaps in information with some of the stuff that I've seen. That I'm like, when the fuck did this happen?
Do you remember Cap fighting Bucky at any time?
Yeah, a couple of times. I mean, he does that in the first movie, though.
No, he's only in the second
movie.
No,
I mean an actual fight. I don't mean like he throws the shield and then he catches it and throw it back on the roof. I'm talking about an actual all-out fight in the street. Do you remember any of that?
Yeah, the one that I remember is they're in the street. Bucky's got like a mask on. And they're like going at it. Bucky punches him with the shield on, and he just goes flying.
That's Winter Soldier.
Okay, so maybe I've seen it and I just don't remember it. I think I'm just gonna have to watch the movie again because I feel like I'm missing information.
Like that's one of my top ones. Winter Soldier was really entertaining.
When did she go on the run? Was this during Civil War?
It was
after Civil War.
Because that's when they were sort of breaking up, and then she stuck with Captain America's side, which she became a fugitive. After that, and everybody with him became a fugitive, and she was part of that crew. She got away, and she's been in hiding.
Got it.
Hiding.
I just didn't remember her being part of that.
Gotcha.
You remember when she when they met in like that underpassage, and she brought like Cap his shield and Falcon his wings and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the part when she was helping them, and like they viewed her. They pretty much put her in the same category as them
because he aided him into getting his stuff and acting the way he acted at the airport, which was dodgeball.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go back and watch the Captain America movies again because like I feel like I watched them, but I don't really remember them for some reason.
That's with me with like the first Thor.
The first one's forgettable. Winter Soldier is really good. Civil War is just a dodgeball game.
Yeah,
that's not an actual war to me, but
they're entertaining. Where were we at? That's one of my complaints on the show, I guess, but it's not really a complaint. It's that I wanted more, so I wanted to see her be like rise into that power, and not just she's there, which was fine, I guess, because she definitely has power. She can shuffle shit around, hire people, do whatever, and it comes to fruition in the show. I enjoyed Bucky's arc a little more than Falcon's because he had like a redemption arc, especially with his book saying good. Like when we found out about the old man's kid, I'm like, damn, that's gonna be a rough scene, and he did. Yeah. And it was shorter than I thought it was gonna be, but I thought he landed it. Sebastian Stan, he didn't Tom Holland cry, which is different, but he gave it his all, and I thought it was a good scene near the end, and having the list of things to apologize for. Zemo, I thought was fucking great chemistry with the other two guys. It was funny. It was like he was still doing diabolical shit, but he was keeping up with the pace, saying his funny lines.
I want to know what his thing was. Like, what he just did so many things that like they should have just thrown him back in jail for. killing the guy that what's it called? Killing the guy
Mantle.
that made the serum
Oh,
and
yeah.
whatever. You know,
Yeah.
and then like it all happened right before what's her name runs up the stairs to be like, yo, we gotta go. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know if he could have identified her as the power broker. I don't remember if he said that he's never seen the power broker or whatever, but you know, he was talking about how he was brought in to do this.
Well, he was sent to the
Every time he did something,
to
hey,
further
throw him
his
back in jail, he immediately helped him again.
yeah. He
So,
has
like, in
he
that
always
scene,
had
he shot the guy in the face, but then he saved them when they're getting shot at by just going behind them, putting on the ski mask instead of running, and then he killed those guys.
yeah. And then the next time he messed with them, he had evidence. He knew where the funeral was going to be at. He always played with like, you lose me, you lose everything. He
Yeah.
always had the upper
He
hand.
definitely was like keeping an ace up his sleeve the whole time.
That's what I was
You know,
looking
like
for,
when
yeah.
he was like, hey, don't tell those two, you know, where this is because they're bad people.
Yeah.
Only tell me.
Yeah. And that he always made himself useful to the point where you can't send me back. And that's the kind of chess game he was playing. And in between those serious scenes with him playing chess and him just being him like, you know, back and forth banter with the dudes, it was great.
Him getting lit at the club.
When he got lit at the club?
Do you remember the dance scenes?
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I remember it.
What?
Zemo was dancing at the club.
Yeah. Kelsey, did you watch this?
Yeah,
he
like
binged it.
you're talking about when they went undercover and he has to stay in character.
No. They go to another club after that. I don't remember when. It's the party. It's the party with what's her name, Sharon. Remember, she has like the people come over for the art, and there's a club scene, and there's music playing, and it cuts to Zemo. He's going.
I must have looked away or something when that came up because I don't remember that at all.
Zemo was killed. I'm saying him as the villain, he was great. He was even had some comedic relief moments where he would say some one-liners that either Christian. Why do I keep thinking Christian Stan? It's Sebastian Stan, which is Bucky, would come back with something great. They use his fucking stare multiple times for a laugh, like the scene with it's him, both of them in therapy, and he's like, "Oh, I need you guys to look at each other," and then they had the back and forth. Oh, you love this, don't you? Like, yeah, that's what I was built for. And they started looking at each other, and just staring at him. Small things like that. The chemistry between Bucky and Falcon it's fantastic.
I definitely think they mesh really well together.
Yes.
Like they definitely have, like you said, like a lot of good chemistry on screen together as like they're like I don't know, like a couple trying to figure things out because they're like trying to work together, but they're like mad at each other for whatever reason, you know, and then they're like I'm just gonna argue with him in my head, and then when I see him, bring it up again, you know, but not give him any like real notice of what it actually is about.
Yeah, it's a very buddy cop movie sprinkled in throughout when they're together, and it works. They have the chemistry for it. Go for it.
Side note: I don't remember how this always happens to many too, but if you're ever bored, watch Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, like compilations of them off, like just in interviews and stuff. They're literally like best friends.
Which probably explains their on-screen chemistry.
Yeah, that's why the chemistry's like that.
Which makes sense.
They're best friends, and any chance they get, they shit talk Tom Holland.
Oh, I like that. I got to see this then. Oh,
I love the entire Avengers cast shits on Tom Holland and
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, because they just spoil things.
Yeah, they leak everything.
I think we've talked about this before, but there was like a tweet that somebody posted an article from like The Onion saying like Tom Holland accidentally tweets entire Avengers Endgame script, and then he responds, "I had to check because this sounds like something I would do."
Johan in the chat is asking if I want to play Siege right now. I cannot do that right now, but I appreciate you thinking of me.
You could. You could let Randall take over.
Facts. I can literally play it and still do his podcast, but I'm not going to do that. You're absolutely right.
You should let Randall take over as host, and then you just go off screen. And
he already saying no. Okay. Well,
I don't give a shit what he says. He can do it.
Shit. I was gonna say, Isaiah Bradley, great character to see the opposite end of, to see the reason. I guess a good way of seeing the reasoning why Captain Falcon, let's go with that, declined it. Like I guess he was that a reason as to why, because he had of his backstory with being a super soldier and what they did to him when he was on the spotlight.
But he declined it before he even talked to him.
I know, but I mean, I'm sure that's might be something that came in through his head, because he said things to him when they had their chat of letting a black man be the figure of America, what that can mean. And they had that conversation before he decided to do what he did. No, I mean, like, not before. Before he came back to be spoilers, Captain America. And shout out to Walker. He wasn't just a throwaway character. He had some sort of backstory that I'm like, okay, I get this. They brought in his buddy, like they gave him an arc that I'm like, okay. It wasn't like, oh, get this guy off screen so we can get the shield back to what's it called. I wanted to see how his shit played out.
I hated his character from the very moment I saw him.
Oh,
like
shit.
I knew as soon as they brought him on screen at the very end of the first episode, I was like, that character is going to fuck up everything.
Yes, but I liked it because it was a way of seeing the perspective of, like, let's say one of us, like, oh, I can be Captain, like, oh, I can do what they do, and they put a normal human being in those shoes, and I liked that perspective. How do you have to deal with that when you're just a regular dude and the rest of the people here are like expert heroes, you know?
Well, I mean, Sam's not anything that's like unique. Like, I mean, he's got the wings and things, but it's not like.
But he fought aliens.
Yeah, like he's already had that expertise. Like, this is a guy just out of the military. And he's like, I guess I got to be this new. Like, that leap of responsibility was massive. And seeing just a regular human take that, I thought that was a cool thing to watch unfold. And of course, it broke him.
Yeah, I knew it was going to break him. But I hated his character from the second they, like, introduced him. And, like, I can already tell that I'm just going to hate his character continuing through the series with the whole Val thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, they're just bringing him here to just drive home that fuck this guy, character. Like, he's just gonna. I mean, like, look at the whole, like, breaking point. Like, you could really tell it was going downhill when Sam was talking to what's her name, and he was, like, sitting there, like, pacing, trying to fit, like, waiting, and whatever. And it's like, bro, you need to calm down. You have to trust your team if you want to work together as a team. And he didn't do that, and it fucked up everything, and it got his best friend killed.
Yeah. And that's when, that's stuff that I enjoyed watching, because I'm like, okay, it's gonna break. I want to see how it breaks, because he's not gonna be able to handle that. That's too much responsibility. So just jump into those shoes, which again feeds into that first line in the show that from the movie. It feels like this shield feels like it's someone else's, because those shoes are you can't just replace. So there's a lot of stuff there that's like conflicting ideologies of who is supposed to be the face of that symbol that they keep saying. And of course, there's racial conversations to have. I think there was a religious one at one point, but that they threw that away. I think like near the beginning.
There's class stuff too.
Yeah, and like class, and they had that, but I guess they kind of like threw that on the wayside a bit once they chose this dude.
I feel like the ending to this season was absolutely perfect given the pandemic and things. Like, you look around at all these other countries that are, like, taking care of their people and that kind of stuff, and then you see here and how everything that he talked about is happening here in America.
Yeah.
And how, like, we're not taking care of our people. There's still the class difference. There's still the race difference. There's all this stuff that's going on, and it's just getting worse and worse. And I was like, this lines up so perfectly with everything that's going on.
Yeah, it really does. That last speech, the way he ended after that final bout was definitely. It was just a great speech that transcends into reality at this point. Transcends? No. Goes parallel with, you know what I'm trying to say. Is there something funny, Randall? Does something making you tickling your giggles? Okay. Making sure. I know I spoke a lot about this already. I don't know if you guys can give your thought. Randall, what did you think of it?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was really, really good. I liked all the episodes.
Is he talking?
Oh, you guys can't hear him at all?
Yeah, I hear him, but he's He's in R&B mode right now. He's not.
Oh, he's trying to talk to the
normal.
ladies right now.
I say with your chest.
What's your favorite arc? Had all? I mean, they had multiple here. Like,
well, I mean, of course,
Probably Namek.
Huh?
He said Namek.
Well, I mean, Piccolo is the black character of
Oh, those are hard. Popo. No. Okay.
Yeah, the whole dynamic with the race thing is. I mean, of course, it hit me pretty hard. I thought it was cool. I thought it was awesome. The whole thing with Isaiah Bradley.
Yes, I forgot to keep talking about him, but yeah, he was a great character.
That jump was. I mean, I knew about the first original Captain America was black. But I never like read the comics, so I didn't know the backstory as to what happened. I just knew that he existed. So to hear the story behind like what happened to him and how he pretty much did the same exact thing that Cap did, but the repercussions were a lot different. That sucked. And then
before you can keep on, and shout out to the guy's performance. I don't know the actor who played Isaiah, but fuck, that's delivery. Go ahead. Sorry.
And then that whole part, I think it's cool how like Marvel, they even though a lot of this stuff isn't realistic. I mean, well, it's like fake as far as like, we don't have people with powers and stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff that goes on in Marvel movies or stuff that happens in real life, like that whole part when they was leaving Isaiah Bradley's house and the police pulled up.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
They immediately like tried to arrest Sam because obvious reasons.
Yep.
And Bucky was like, "Do you not know who this is?" And then the cop had to tell him. He was like, "Oh, or even the whole thing with the when him and his sister went to the bank, and he wouldn't give him a loan, and he's like, "I was in a blimp, man. Like how do I show experience or anything when I wasn't here? When I didn't at a point I didn't exist?
When 1 second I was with my crew after a battle, and the next thing I'm being brought through a portal."
So that I'm pretty sure that has something to do with like systemic racism, and I don't know, man. Bucky's part I thought was really cool because, it kind of reminds me of like when you hear about guys who serve tours in the army and then they come home and it's like if they don't have like immediate family, they have to go through this whole thing of like trying to get back, reacclimate into like society. And a lot of these guys they can't find jobs or they have like PTSD and they can't get the necessary help, or like even if they do get help, I don't know. I don't really know exactly what happens, but you hear a lot of stories about like these guys struggling, and I kind of feel like that's what Bucky was going through, because even though he got over the whole Winter Soldier mind control thing, he still had some sort of PTSD. Like he was still dealing with some stuff that he was trying to get over, and even though he thought that he was getting better, eventually you find out later on that it took a little more on his part in order to help him pretty much get rid of those demons. So I thought that arc was pretty cool. As far as John Walker, I'm with Kelsey on that.
Oh shit!
As soon as I saw
frame
him,
one.
Well, so on frame one because he's not Cap.
Oh, because that's true. You're introduced to him.
I'm immediately going to be what's the word to use? Prejudice?
Judgmental.
No. Judgmental.
I say bias is the word.
Jaded.
Bias.
Biased. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, I was completely biased because I'm a huge Captain America
Just
fan.
fucking massive amount of time. Go ahead, sorry.
And so I didn't like John Walker when I met, even though I know he's in the comics. I don't know. Every time he was on screen, I was just hoping he would get his jump pushed in. Especially when he didn't have the super soldier serum. I'm like, why? How are you talking to Bucky like this? Do you know like he can body you like right now?
Oh, he learned when the Wakandan force came in.
Yeah, I was going to get to
quick.
that when the Dora Milaje showed
Dora
up.
Milaje, sorry, I don't remember them.
Oh my god, man! The girl. Okay, so like
when she threw the spears through the handle,
and he couldn't take it out. And then she took she kicked the shield like Cap does and like flip it up in the air and grabbed it. It was like, yeah, and looked at him like, yeah, I got your shield.
Yeah.
What? And what?
What do you got to do? What else you got?
Like that was the most.
He was turned on.
Stay in the most stay in your lane moment.
Yeah, like I loved every bit of that. But what they did to Bucky was kind of funny, man. She hit him with that pressure point thing, and then his arm just falls off.
I think that was just saying, yo, we gave you that arm, we can take it fucking back.
Yeah,
that's what that was. Because we gave you 8 hours. And your ass over here playing house with him.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I mean, if I wanted to nitpick, I think Flag Smasher sound really cheesy.
Yeah, the terrorist. Thank you. That's another. I didn't care for the villains and like their cause and stuff. It didn't make any sense to me.
I like Carly. Carly was cool because I understood what she was trying to do, but
it didn't make any sense to me. What were they trying to do?
So it's pretty much what goes on in the world today. At least I don't know much about it. You hear about it here and there, but it has to do with like the government taking care of people. So there are people who need food, shelter, things like that, and the government is not, it's not helping them. And there are some people who are like may not necessarily live or are from that country, but are there. And because they're not citizens, that's why they was talking about the whole deporting thing when they had that meeting in the room.
Yeah.
So it's basically like the whole thing is that they want help from the government. The government wasn't giving them help, so there's like, okay, if you're not going to give us food, we're going to go steal it and give it to the people. If you're not going to give them medicine, we're going to go steal it and give it to the people. But not only did they want to like supply people with food and medicine and stuff like that, they wanted to send a message to the government like, look, if you don't take care of people, then we're going to start bodying people. And that's when she like blew up that building with soldiers in it.
With the people in it, when they're tied up.
I mean, they mentioned a little bit about it in the show where like, people are like, especially at the end during his little speech, people flip back, life moved on. People like their houses got sold, all their possessions got, moved, thrown away, whatever. Like, and then they come back and people are living in their childhood homes and things that they've been in for years, and they can't live there anymore because somebody else has bought the place. Yeah. And so now they're homeless. They don't have a job. They have 5 years of lax resume experience, and especially in today's world where you have to have a master's degree for a junior developer position to make, $13 an hour.
Just give me a sec here. Just give me a sec. Thank you.
That's crazy.
Like that kind of shit. People are struggling to get back in, to be, reintroduced to the world that they were already living in and, maybe doing well in. And now they have literally nothing. And the governments are basically rounding them up and putting them into pens and forcing them. It's like basically like the homeless population. They just don't give a shit anymore. Or still rather.
Yeah. I would say still.
So she was trying to fix all of that forcefully.
Super soldierly.
Just a side fact. Yeah. The Flag Smasher was the name of comic villain.
So they put him into a movement.
Made it a whole thing. Yeah.
Got it. That's pretty clever. That's what they did with Robin for a bit on DC. Okay. Anything else to add, Randall?
I know his suit is comic book accurate, but I'm not feeling it.
I thought it looked cool. I just think they need a different fit on him because it looked like he was uncomfortable in it.
Yeah, it feels like he's walking around
like this. I think the fit on him didn't. I don't think he looked comfortable in it. But I like the design of the comic book one.
The design's cool. The design's cool, but it looks cheaply made to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I feel like, so this is just my opinion, but I feel like there's a difference between a suit looking like cosplay and the suit looking like it has functionality. And I think that like, you remember Cap's suit in Avengers, the first Avengers?
Okay.
Do you remember how that looked?
Vaguely.
It's the same suit he had when he fought himself in Endgame.
Oh, that's America's ass?
Yeah.
Got it.
So that suit looks like a costume. It looks like cosplay. It looked like something that you would see somebody wear at
a convention or something,
Comic-Con or whatever. I'm Captain America. Versus like his suit that he wore in Winter Soldier or Infinity War. That looks like a tactical,
like a grounded version.
Yeah, even though it still has like the stripes with the star in the middle.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like a costume. It looks like an actual suit. I felt like Falcon's new suit, even though it's comic book accurate, it looks like a cosplay.
It looks out of place of the real world.
Yeah, well, not in the real world. It just looks like, oh, if he said I'm going to a Comic-Con or some junk like that, I'm like, oh, you must be just dressing as the new Captain America. Like, it doesn't look like an actual functioning military / I don't know.
So Wanda's still winning the new suit battle right now?
Who?
Wanda.
By far to me.
By far, yeah.
Yeah, because her stuff doesn't look like it was.
It looks grounded.
It doesn't look like it was. It looked like it was made by power. So I can.
Ralph.
What? Oh,
so Ralph. Yeah. Shout out
yeah,
Ralph.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't heard from. I need Brian. You gave me that this was filler. I need to hear your fucking take because this was not that. You know.
All right. So episode 1.
Yeah.
I had my interest, and then I saw John Walker. But before that, the way they were doing Bucky's story, I thought it was gonna be he's actually gonna get like a redemption arc, and then meets with Falcon, and they do whatever the villain was gonna be. And then it turned out just a guy wearing this. All right, so the whole show had Spider-Man 3 syndrome, where they wanted too many things to beat their ass, and none of it had any impact on me. Right, the impactful moments were parts where they were talking. In this show to me. Also complaint number 1: who asked for GSP's character to come back? George St. Pierre, who played the guy that was LAF.
Oh, you have a thing with him, right? You just cannot stand him back on here.
I like him as a fighter. I like him in interviews. Seems like a nice guy. Wanted him.
You're cutting in and out, homie. Or is it me?
I'm cutting in now. It's probably you.
And the sound's not coming through all the time.
Got it. Say that last statement again.
I like George St. Pierre as a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I like his personality in interviews. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wanted him back. I don't remember who was like, yo, he was in, I think in one of the Iron Man or Captain America movies. I want to see him again.
I don't remember him from that movie. So when you said, "Oh, he's back," I'm like,
he fought Cap on the ship at the end, and not at the end of the movie, but like you remember in the beginning of the movie when they went on to save them people on the ship.
Yeah,
and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the dude that was like, "Oh, you're Captain America. Pretty much, why don't you fight me without the shield?" And he fought him without the shield.
That was him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why he was there. Flag Smasher stuff, I was like, already that sounds stupid. Oh, they're super soldiers, but they're not big. And then they go out to say, oh, it's subtle version. I was like, oh, fuck off. You just don't want to get really big guys. Yeah, so the part that made it interesting for me off of Rip was I was hoping to get a redemption arc from Bucky, and then more of like a Sam gets comfortable with it, like looking inward and not fuck this guy, fuck this organization. I'm gonna beat their ass, and then eventually I'm gonna wear this. I know he's gonna wear it eventually, because they basically just like, hey, the Spider-Man arc we have in the MCU, just give it to Sam. Episode 1 had me. John Walker is on there. I'm like, okay, 1, he looks like he's 70, and 2, who gives a fuck about this guy? So then the second episode is like, hey, let's give him backstory so that we can know why people should give a fuck about him. If him and his friend Hoskin were never in this, I would not care.
I get behind that.
They did nothing for the story. In my opinion, they did nothing. And then their dynamic was like Cyberpunk, where John Walker's your character and Hoskin is fucking what's his name?
Jackie. Did you say what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Jackie. Yeah.
You're just like the devs.
They push. I'm like that because that's how they treated him.
Yeah, man. He just talked. He just said, "What's his name?" I don't even play that game that often. I know Jackie.
I mean, just montage filler.
What the hell? I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna call his mama up.
I don't care. I'll shoot her.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're like, they're friends. He was in the locker room when he was getting ready. They must be friends. Hey, he's some kind of moral compass. Best friend with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Guy dies. I'm supposed to feel a certain way. I just met him and I didn't like him already. This is supposed to mean something?
Well, it's supposed to mean to what's about to happen to that Captain America. It's not you supposed to feel like, oh, he lost. It's okay, now this shit's about to hit the fan. Like, this is gonna it's oh shit, this is over. This is new Captain America is over. That's what that was.
Did he have the high ground?
Did he what?
What?
Did he have the high ground?
Yeah, he had the high ground, then jumped out the window. The window. That's no one. Well, Brian understands the reference. Do you two know the reference?
What?
I don't.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, good. Brian understands the reference. Brian hit him.
Yeah. Rush Hour.
It's a Rush Hour reference.
Jackie Chan. First he took our guns, jumped out the window.
Out the window. Then you kicked my. Is that my gun? It is my gun. Window? Yes.
Oh. I feel like we need to have a group binge of the Rush Hour movies.
Oh,
we did. We did. No. I think it was last year's or the year before Brian's birthday. We just watched all three for his birthday.
Yeah.
That Rush Hour. Okay, watch Rush Hour before you watch Mortal Kombat. What?
There's 4.
Always.
There's 4? He's fucking with me, right? There's no 4th one.
There's 4 what?
Is he trying to tell me that there's 4 Rush Hour movies?
No, right? Like, I'm not fucking...
No, there's only 3.
Okay, good. Okay, look at him.
There's 3? Hold on. There's 3 and a TV show.
Oh, I didn't know there was a TV show for Rush Hour.
I didn't know about the TV show either.
Don't watch.
So apparently it never actually came to fruition, but they had announced a Rush Hour 4, and there's an IMDb for it, but it doesn't look like they ever actually made it. I thought they had
You had me like, excuse me? Like, before there was Fast and the Furious, it was Rush Hour, okay? Where it was just, hey, we didn't ask for a sequel, but fuck it, you know?
Yeah, so back in October 2017, Jackie Chan revealed that he had agreed on a script, and all they were waiting for was Chris Tucker to sign off on the screenplay.
Got it. And I guess he never did?
I'm guessing not. It doesn't really say much more than that.
Got it.
Yeah, I remember, I was like, they talked about this years ago. Like, there's got to be a Rush Hour 4 now, and apparently it's just not.
Kelsey, we would have watched it. I can tell you that. I would have watched it. Are you kidding me? Rush Hour is where I learned how to curse. Okay? Chris Tucker taught me how to curse.
You understand words that come out of my mouth?
Yeah, like, I don't think you understand.
I'm not a Sky Captain. You put your own shit in the bag.
Yeah, like...
Which one of you punched me? Or kicked? Is it kicked me or punched me?
I think it was a kick.
It was kick. Yeah.
Me.
And he's like, all right. And then he hits some guy in the back once, and then he gets fucked.
Wipe yourself off. You bleed.
Yeah, you did.
Was it Ocho?
Yeah, we're gonna be quoting Rush Hour till 4 a.m. right now. So we gotta move on. Without a partner. That's G14 classified. That's good. All right. Enough of that. What did I say out the window? Oh, he had the high ground. He jumped out the window. Yeah. How do you not remember that? That's a funny ass line.
It's actually been quite a while since I've seen Rush Hour. I've been thinking about
do it. Don't think, just do it.
Yeah, don't think about watching Rush Hour. Just fucking. Next time you're sitting down the couch and we're like, hey Sharon, just put on Rush Hour.
Sharon?
You say Sharon?
Did I say Sharon?
You said
Sharon. You said Sharon.
Oh, my bad. I might have.
If she was listening to this, you almost got Kelsey murdered.
She doesn't listen to this. Janet doesn't listen to this.
Who is sharing?
And Shannon doesn't listen to this.
So at the gym, I always refer to Shannon as my wife, and all of the women there are like, "Why do you only ever what is her name?" And I was like, "Well, if I told you her name, you wouldn't know who I'm talking about." And they're like, we would know. I mean, Shannon's kind of a unique name. I think we would know who you're talking about. I was like, yes, but you don't know which Shannon I'm talking about. and technically that's true because one of my team members, her name is Shannon, and there's been a couple of times where I'm like, hey Shannon, can you do this? And she's like, I apparently wasn't on mute, and she's like, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm talking to my wife. And then I'll be like in chat, like, hey, I gotta go help Shannon with some stuff. I'll be right back. And she's like, I don't need anything. And I'm like, again, my wife. And then there was another time where I was talking to Shannon at work, and my Shannon walked by, and I said something, and she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Not you, woman, go away."
That's why it's easier to just say wife, because everyone knows, So yes, Shannon. Sorry, what was I saying before I fucked up the name?
You called my wife Sharon.
Yeah,
for some
Shannon.
reason.
I don't know why I said that, and I apologize. What was I talking about before that?
Sharon.
All right, my God. Oh, the next time you're with Shannon and you're gonna go watch, and she's like, "Oh, let's watch something." Just put on Rush Hour and don't let her choose anything.
Honestly, if every time I told you why haven't you watched Homecoming and you said I was watching Rush Hour, I would have been like, okay.
Yeah, that would have been the go-to excuse. Anyway, what the hell are we talking about?
It's supposed to be like
Walker. Go ahead,
Catalan's
Brian.
going crazy, right?
Yes.
But then they half-assed it, just like they did his whole arc. Hey, I'm gonna go chase that guy who had nothing to do with it when I could have chased them when they actually did it. Let me fatal him, but not show it. That's my complaint with.
Well, that's Marvel. That's not his thing.
With Marvel and
Disney. Sorry, not Marvel. Disney.
That's my problem with Disney. Both shows, they could have been so much better, more impactful. All this bullshit's happening, but they always play it safe.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna hint, yo, we're going there, do it. If you're feeling froggy, fucking leap.
Like Walker did.
But his story was stupid, and he came back at the end, and like people cared. Like I was supposed to cheer. He found what street they're on and walked up
with his fucking Play-Doh shield.
Yeah, and she's like, no, his life didn't matter. Lamar's life didn't matter. He yelled and then tried to throw the shield.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's gonna do from that far. Throw the shield. And she kicked it, and he's like, and then he got beat as another complaint. And I think this is why Randall asked us that one time. Bucky, international assassin.
Uh-huh.
How is anyone touching him?
Because it's
I didn't quite understand that either.
That's the junk I was talking about.
Okay, well,
why is it you get this dude who is notoriously known for bodying people? That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wonder if it also has to do with the fact that he's no longer like,
yes,
that's his only, his only like thing, because like when he was under mind control, he didn't care about anybody else.
Yes, that is the answer.
Though. When he was pretending to be Winter Soldier at the bar with the Smiling Tiger, asses were beat.
Matter of fact, to piggyback off of what Brian is saying, during that fight, they started playing the Winter Soldier music.
Okay. Like you guys said, he was acting. That's why he's not going to be the same as when he's in a triggered agent state. So that's why he's not the same person, because now he's thinking.
But at the same time, like, I mean, even though they had the super serum or the soldier serum or whatever the fuck it's called.
You got it.
Like, he is like a trained fighter. They are not. They're just like some random people that just have super strength now, and they're, getting all these hits and things off on him, and they really shouldn't be. Like, I could understand if, like, he got overwhelmed with like 2 or 3 of them. Maybe they got in a couple of shots, but especially since they have the same strength that he does. But there's no real reason for him to ever be like losing to them. Period.
Like that fight between him, John Walker, and Sam. I felt like I was disappointed in that fight.
That whole shit was awful.
Yeah,
why? Walker has CQC training from his time in military, so he knows how to fight.
No, I'm not saying that Walker doesn't know how to fight, but I mean, him versus Bucky and Sam.
Yeah,
like they both know how to fight. Granted, Sam does not have the super soldier serum, and he's not strong. But he's like you guys said earlier, he has the experience with fighting superhuman beings. And then you have Bucky, who does have superhuman strength and has the skill. And like he seemed like he when it was parts where it was just Walker versus Bucky, it seemed like Bucky was struggling.
Yeah, that's okay. So let's back up to the Falcon thing. That made sense to me because I don't again, correct me if I'm wrong. He kept Falcon away. He didn't keep him in. He always punched him. He flew away because he's not super soldier. That makes sense to me. And then the Bucky thing, we're back to he is not in killer mode anymore. That was all muscle memory controlled. So now he's playing the I can fight, but it's not reactive.
Now I will agree with you earlier when you were saying that when he was fighting other people. I get what you're saying. That now he's being conscious of who he hurts or whatever the case is. But when Walker was like, "You don't want to do this," and Bucky was like, "Yeah, we do." The look on his face was like, "If I have to take that shield from your dead body, I will." Like he didn't look like he was like he looked like the Winter Soldier. He looked mad.
But that's his default face
Bucky
now.
Barnes, Anthony, he wasn't Bucky Barnes. He was Busy Barnes because that's what he was about to do.
Even Sam looked at him when Bucky said that. He was like, "No, we do." Sam was like, because he was not Bucky anymore.
Again, that's fine. That all still made sense to me. He is not that though anymore. There's a difference between getting so mad that you look like him or you're staring at him, but when you are in death mode and that's you do not have conscience on your body, that was the Winter Soldier. Those words that were said to him, he is deleted completely. Not him getting so mad he's like him. Those are two vastly different things.
No, okay,
period.
But what you're saying it was deleted was his moral conscience. He was a tool. As he's been saying every time, he remembers everything. He remembers the people. He remembers the actions. It's still muscle memory.
No, that's not that. Remembering, that's not my muscle memories, Brian. Muscle memory is your movement, your body's moving without you consciously doing it. So even I don't care if you're thinking about it, it will move without you thinking about it.
Yeah, and he still has that.
What?
They said the muscle memory of a fucking master CQC assassin guy.
Not anymore because he's thinking of every move now. Before he didn't hit.
You don't see. You're contradicting yourself. Muscle memory is without thinking.
Yes.
Now you're saying he's thinking of his moves, so he doesn't lose that muscle memory just because of his conscience.
Right. He was controlled.
No, Anthony, hold on. You never see him pull back and like that would follow your theory of him pulling back, or you see him like struggle. Should I beat this guy's ass? He never has that moment.
He never has that chance to do that. When did he have that chance in this show to pull back? He was always on the run chasing someone. He never got to a point where like, am I going to kill this person? And he pulls back. They get away.
I mean, the fight between him and Walker.
All he did was get the shield. Well, like he said he was going to.
He broke his arm
to get the shield. And he would have killed him if it was Winter Soldier, he would be dead.
It's still holding back.
Okay, but that's not what you're saying. He is Winter Soldier at that moment. He would have been dead if that were true.
No, we're saying he has his muscle memory still. The only difference is he decides what he's going to use his body as a tool for.
But you guys are saying he's struggling. He's struggling because of that. If he was in Killer Winter Soldier mode, he would have gone through that. Isn't that what you guys are talking about?
You keep adding your own shit. It contradicts, Anthony.
What is contradicting? What is contradicting?
He still has muscle memory of all his fighting skill, all his prowess. You're saying because he's not like morally wiped, that's why he's struggling in these fights. That's what you're saying, right?
No, because now he's controlled. It's not morally wiped. He is blank there. He is now just imagine me as a human being programmed to kill Terminator style. That's the state he's in when he's under control by Zemo. Not he's morally wiped. He does not. He's just doing what he was told to do as a robot.
Yeah,
that is not the case in that fight.
And I'm telling you, that has nothing to do with muscle memory. The only time your theory would make sense is if it says finish him, and then you see him like, I don't know if I should, and then he gets roundhouse. That'd be the only time what you're saying makes sense. That never happens.
I understand what happened.
Go. What are you talking about?
So I thought I heard something and then you reacted to it.
Well, I can throw my voice.
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. I think though what I'm trying to convey is that I think that Bucky's mind control is separate from his fighting. I think the mind control is a way to is exactly what it says. It's a way to control him, to tell him like sicken a dog, like go do that. That's what I think the mind control is. The mind muscle memory thing when it comes to fighting, I don't think it has anything to do with the mind control, because like that's how actual fighters are trained. Like they train over and over and over so that so that their body just reacts when they're in a fight. So I think that Bucky is in the same situation. If we're applying the same rules as it is in real life when it comes to fighting and learning fighting styles, Bucky has X amount of years. Like, I mean, he's what, since the 1940s? He's been fighting.
That comes with an asterisk, because that's under Winter Soldier being taken control over. What he knows is military training up until he gets taken by Zemo, and after he's been brainwashed, all of that experience is under that control.
Yeah, but the brainwashing doesn't have to do with him learning something and not learning something. It has to do with controlling him.
But it's all instinct.
That's why what you're saying doesn't matter, because it's instinct to him to beat ass like that.
It's not the mind control has nothing to do with him learning how to fight or him remembering how to fight. It's so that other people can tell him what to do. So they say, go kill this person, and he doesn't have a moral compass where he could say, no, I'm not going to do it. He's just going to do it because they're controlling his mind. It has nothing to do with him, how he fights.
So then what's the difference between him and Walker?
What do you mean?
They both have years and years of CQC.
Because Bucky has been around since 1940. He has way more experience than him.
Walker is just an agent, like a soldier.
Yeah.
He's not a international assassin's worth of fighting expertise.
Yeah.
And he was gone for 5 years while Walker was still doing more. So what?
Yeah, but he was the 1940s.
It's not like he was a soldier. Like, no Muay Thai. He's just the life of a regular U.S. soldier.
Are we saying he knows Muay Thai now?
Oh.
Like, what I'm telling you guys is, you guys are finding it hard to believe that he got bodied. No, they're on even ground. They're both super soldiers. When you get hit with that amount of force, you're gonna get pushed back. He's not like a tank.
What I'm saying, I'm not disputing the fact that they don't have the same strength.
And you're saying he got nerfed? He's fighting like his life is depending on it. He took hits. He fucking swung. I don't understand
I'm saying. Like, his skill.
The strength is not the issue. The strength, obviously, they're tied there. We're not talking about strength. It's the same thing with like they showed in other movies. That's got a Skullgirls notification. That was wild.
They announced it. I thought we have to wait.
No, it's May 6th, but I have it so anytime they tweet anything, it tells me.
Oh, go ahead. Move on.
It's the same thing with, I don't remember what movie or which comic it is, when Batman's trying to teach Superman how to fight. Because he does he W's and just swings.
No, but I win though.
And Batman basically told him anyone can have power, but without actual technique, you can lose. That's what it is. It's similar in power, but Bucky gets busy in multiple languages of fist.
Yeah, if you were to look on paper and you were to compare as far as skill set, we're not talking about power and strength.
Okay.
Because they both have the super soldier serum.
Okay.
But if we were on paper looking at as far as skill set, Bucky has way more skill set than Paul Walker does. John Walker.
Back up, Randall.
Than John Walker does. Because for one thing,
holding on my jokes.
Because for one thing, he's been alive a way longer than John Walker has. He's probably served and done as many kills as long as John Walker has been alive. So,
but the thing is, you guys don't know that. All we know is that he did 3 tours, and we don't know the things he's done before that.
We're just going off of age. At least I am. I'm just going off of age. Bucky was born in like the 1940s. John Walker he was not even alive then. He's young.
Yeah, but wasn't he frozen as well and then came back?
John Walker?
No, man, Bucky.
Yeah.
So you can't add that math from 40s to now.
He was
frozen.
Yeah.
No, he was frozen in the beginning, but after he got out, he wasn't frozen anymore because he was doing all those hits all over the years.
When was that?
It was a long time because even Black Widow talks about it.
Obviously, from around the time of Stark's parents.
Yeah. So from the time of Stark's parents up until just before he got rid of the brainwashing.
Yeah, to about Civil War, whenever that happens.
Yeah. He was because even Natasha talks about, she was like that S.H.I.E.L.D. had been tracking this one person for years, which was the Winter Soldier. And she said that he has the highest kills ever recorded and a whole bunch of other stats or whatever. And they've never been able to catch him.
It's too much reading for now.
And even
I was going through the Wikipedia.
Too, even if you stay to yourself, like say we throw that to the side and say same amount of fighting expertise, right? That brings up another question as to how he got bodied by Carly on that last fight from her just swinging on. You see how he's fighting? Just bullshit.
They nerfed him, man. They nerfed him a lot.
I was talking about Walker there because Walker.
No, I know you was talking about Walker, but
yeah.
I'm just talking about.
Well, that's because that's emotion at that point. He was just angrily swinging at him.
My simple argument. I agree. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with part of it. But I can't dispute the fact, or I cannot ignore the fact that Bucky has been killing people since the 1940s, and it's not like he goes in with an army. He's a one-man killing machine.
Again, I'm going back to the state he was in. That explains everything you're saying.
Yeah, but it doesn't negate experience. Yes, he may maybe he has a conscience now and he's worried about killing somebody. But if a person has 40 years of experience versus somebody who has 15 years of experience, the person with 40 years of experience is clearly going to win.
I mean that depends. I've seen Baki, all right? If you guys both mastered the same martial art, what does it come down to? Will? All right?
And skill, experience.
It's a strategy.
Skill and experience.
And
reads.
I mean, if you guys both play fighting games.
Nothing beats out experience, bro. Nothing. This is why Tom Brady is considered the best quarterback in the NFL.
I don't consider them at all. I don't watch football. Thanks.
No, I'm just giving you an example.
I'm just making a joke.
The experience part. He said fighting games and he said experience, that goes out the window because Infiltration's first Street Fighter was Street Fighter 4. So the experience part goes out of the window. It's just a matter of just skill level.
For me, it's what's happening then and now. I don't care if you're 117 champion. This fight is happening right now. So I don't care that he killed 50,000 people. In this fight, you're fucking losing. So tighten it up. If you guys say he nerfed, no, for me, he's not the same person anymore. He's not that Winter Soldier constantly being go kill, and that's the only thing he knew. Now he knows people. Now he's made friends. Now he's thinking of things. So I mean, you guys got to say
at Sam. So that's why it also does not make sense.
Where would he swing at? Where would he swing at?
What? You're bringing up stuff again. You're bringing up stuff that doesn't matter. He has friends now, and he's not swinging at Sam. He's swinging at John.
Because he's there to protect him. He doesn't want to go crazy at him. Like remember when he was swinging fucking Falcon around? I don't know how he swung him. Like did Falcon attach himself to the shield, whatever, and he started doing the Wonder Woman 84 final boss battle.
He put a grappling hook or something on it and tried to take it away from him.
He could have I mean, if he didn't care about the Winter Soldier, Jesus. I was gonna say Winter Falcon too. And if he didn't care about Sam, he could have gone there and just fucking killed what's his name? Walker. Right? No, wrong?
To agree to disagree, because I haven't finished ranting about this. To agree to disagree.
That's your way of wording it really late.
You're saying it has everything to do with the mind thing. I think that's wrong almost completely, but I'm gonna move on.
I mean that's fine. I got 7 PhDs, so what do you got? You know?
That's the issue. Master Assassin getting by to literally anyone with steroids. Carly's whole thing, her idea on paper, yeah, you're righteous. You see them steal multiple things. When do you see her giving back? The only thing you see is that one guy with a kid at a school, no supplies. What are they doing with these stealing things? Because they're not showing they're doing anything.
I think they mentioned they're just going through underground tunnels. Like they have a movement of them, like moving it to places. They never showed it, but that they spoke about it and moved on.
They showed it one time but it was like the first time you actually see her and her crew. Like they show up with the truck full of stuff, and then they're giving it to the people, and then the guy like directs them to a back of the room where they can stay. That was like the only time you actually see them.
Oh, that's true. In the beginning, yes, right. Oh, this is all for you guys, and okay, I remember where they were housing them.
So how are we supposed to care? At least for me, how am I supposed to care about their what's it called? If they show it once very quickly, they have multiple times to try to paint her as like Thanos. He's the bad guy, but there's reason behind it, and you see he's not just out there to murder anyone. Here, it's like they showed it once and then explode the soldiers. I didn't give a shit about her. After that, I didn't care because it was just things. They were trying to find a way to piece together real life, like a real life lesson into the show, which is a positive. The whole message of this show, but execution I mean was just really bad. Isaiah Bradley and Zemo are positives. It went from me. I used to say Zemo from Civil War. If he wasn't in the movie, the movie would have been exactly the same. You could have had a way of being like, oh, someone framed Bucky and still get to Knuckles.
Roger Rabbit.
With this, they actually made like, oh, he's actually has a layer. He's actually an interesting character. Sharon, she could have died and I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, like that was a disservice. They should have given her more time.
So out of place to me. Like, how do you go from helping Captain America and his crew to doing illegal junk, and then when you finally like get welcomed back by the state, you're like, okay, now that I'm back in, and not only are you back in the state, but you also working for the government again. I'm going to start selling secrets.
Well, Randall, I mean, don't look at me like they could have just made an episode explaining that. You know, they could have made. It's only 6 episodes. They could have made an episode for her.
It's just weird to me. Like her aunt was Peggy Carter, who founded S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, why would she go so far off the deep end? It just doesn't make sense.
Survival, Randall. Come on.
She also talked a little bit about how she was, very wronged in the show, but they didn't really go into what exactly she was wronged about, aside from what we know from Civil War.
That's also true.
What else? The last thing, something else I was gonna say. My favorite scene is the way they introduce Val. That was funny to me. And then the whole card thing is like it's blank, and it just left. I was like, this is entertaining.
I wish they had like a light, like a blue light. What is it? The light so you can see like common shit.
UV light.
The UV light stuff. I wish it was like coded in that so you can see her name or something. I don't know. But they just literally ended the scene. I'm like, did she really just give him a blank card?
I found it. Her as a. I forget her name. Julia Louis something Dreyfus, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever it is.
I love Seinfeld. Elaine was one of my favorite characters up there. And I watched, there's a sitcom with her and then the guy who was from S.H.I.E.L.D., the guy stabbed by Loki.
Agent Coulson?
Yeah, they had a sitcom together.
Oh.
They were married. He was not funny at all. Let me just say that out there.
Okay.
This is his personality the whole time. Why did you...
You're laughing already. It sounds like you like him.
It's funny because imagine having no person, like he was just a wall and that spoke.
I have those in my house.
That was his character. But I like her. I like what they did with her. That's cool. Sharon shouldn't have existed. The thing that also pissed me off about, I said what I wanted from Bucky's story. I wanted some kind of redemption, some kind of like him actively trying to right his wrongs, which they alluded, they said he's going to do at the beginning. He gives the lawyer, the therapist, a finished book. When did he do all this?
Well, he was already working on. He had
already started it, but the thing is, he didn't even get to the second page when they showed it originally. Now the whole thing's finished because he talked to the Asian guy. He finished the rest of it.
Well, I mean, that's to allude that time's passed.
But they don't want to show any of that
because we didn't. Why would you want to fill the last 20 minutes of people we never met? We got to know Torian about his son and stuff, and then we knew he was hiding a secret and then that's the guy he needs to. That's the one on his list at the top. So he got that one out of the way, and he just did the rest.
They gave us buddy cop over like actual character arcs. They just progressed it for the sake of getting to the next scene. And watching this and WandaVision made me really miss the Netflix shows. Because when they introduce a character, season 3 Daredevil, the backstory on Bullseye, by far my favorite episode, and they did it in a very great way. Of this guy's fucking a nut, and then they moved on with the story. With these, it's just too safe and they're too shallow. Like, I don't feel like anything actually matters or happens with these characters in WandaVision or this.
I feel like if Bryant worked under Kevin Feige, a lot of people would be fired.
Well, I mean, he's missing. I don't know if he's just neglecting of the buddy cop stuff. That was an arc. It was there. Both of them under Steve is them coming to terms with what Steve chose and what's his name, Bucky, coming to terms with. I understand why you gave that fucking shield up. That tension was there for the buddy cop part.
Those 2 sentences of actual like a peek into the characters. That's all they gave us. 2 sentences, and the rest of it was like, yo, he just stares all the time. You're stupid. And then
2 sentences? They had multiple scenes addressing it. It was at each other's throat.
The 2 sentences that mattered were when they were doing the leg lock staring, and Bucky was like, if Cap was wrong about you, that means he was wrong about me. So it was like an identity, like a moment of like, he questioned his identity if anything he was doing was correct. He questioned himself by even questioning the idea that Cap could be wrong about his choice. That was a good sentence. Then after that, when they're in the back and he's playing frisbee with the shield, and then they address it, cool. Everything between those was just, but I just saw Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
The fight you guys were talking about, when he got that thing off of what's his name's shoulder and he threw the fucking shield at his arm and gave him the look that this should have been fucking yours and walked away. That was more than a sentence. Okay, well then, my God, that's you. There's way more than that.
That part touched me because not only I saw what you saw in Bucky's eyes when he threw the shield.
He threw the shield like this should have been fucking you. Now look what happened.
Yeah, and then when Sam like turned over and saw the blood on the shield, he started frantically like
trying to wipe it off because it was on him. That I don't know what Brian's talking about. There was way more than that.
That to me, it was too much filler. This whole show, there's cool parts in it. This whole show was just have them keep their subscription running. That's how I feel about this show.
Well, it's running. If I had it, I was running. Wink. WandaVision's the one that I was like, nah. This one I'm like, I'm in.
That one had more complaints. I said this was filler. I would watch this over WandaVision because WandaVision was like, that is literally nothing happened for 9 episodes.
That's why when you said this was filler, I'm like, Cap, we have different fucking outcomes on this. This is a highly recommended. There's no filler for me.
Do you guys think that Cap is dead?
No, he didn't die. No. He's living undercover. Like he's just doing his thing. He's just old. Remember, he physically gave it to him. He's not dead.
What about the whole accusation of him being in space?
That's funny. When that came up randomly, when Sam was like, "I'm Captain America," and the guy's like, "I thought he was in space." That made me laugh.
That's the second time somebody said that, though.
Yeah,
because
Torres first, right?
Because someone said, just that's a popular belief. I think it was Torres, right,
yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
And then they came up later, and he's like, "I thought he was in space." And I'm like, "Yes, that's a good run, like bringing him back joke." No, he's probably hanging around. Because, like, look how old Isaiah probably is, and he's just, like, he looks old. Just like Rogers looked old, but I'm sure he's in tip-top shape. He has a serum in him. Right?
Yeah. That was also something that was weird. Is, like, when you see Cap in Endgame, he's, like, frail and small, like, older. But Isaiah's an entire vehicle still.
I don't know, man. Well,
I want to see how he fought, man, because... When they had that little conversation in his house, and he was talking about the last time I saw you, I had ripped off half of your arm. I was like, oh my God. We was talking to Bucky?
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Well, maybe they have a what if series. Maybe they'll make what if he didn't go through the experiments and he just became Captain America. instead of
That's what
Peggy.
I'm looking forward to. That low-key, with what these two shows have been, I'm worried it's just gonna be bullshit and then one episode of something that actually happens. That's what I'm worried about.
Brian, Owen
I hope
Wilson's
that's
in
not
it.
the case.
Okay.
Loki
Is he
was
really?
good.
Brian, we're gonna be getting a lot of.
You ever
I
seen the
didn't know.
trailer?
No, he
Why
purposely
you guys,
hasn't.
You guys are always shocked when I haven't seen it.
I'm not shocked, Brian. I'm sublime.
Yeah,
He's
Owen
the
Wilson's
one.
in it. He's like a, what do you call it?
What?
What would you call that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
Owen Wilson, what is his character like? He's like your
He's like the case
like your
manager.
parole officer.
Yeah, like your parole officer.
He's like Loki's parole officer.
Let's see it. Let him see it. It'll be in June or July.
The interaction is really funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway. All right, Kelsey, we didn't get your... Oh.
Skeptical about that, and then the what if is what I'm actually looking for. And I don't recommend this show.
Got it.
I mean,
hold up, God, dog, he doesn't recommend it.
No, Brian's off on a fucking weird ass wrong cycle. You know what I'm saying? So like he's gonna do that. Go ahead, Kelsey.
I mean, I can agree with a lot of what Brian's saying about like how they're doing a lot. Like if they didn't introduce Walker's character, period, I would have been totally fine with it. Like I would have loved to have more of a focus on just, you know, Sam and Bucky going through their like redemption arcs. Maybe like, you know, something happens, which I guess they sort of did with, you know, Walker going insane, and Sam like finally realized that he should just take up the shield, you know. And I did really enjoy the like back and forth between Bucky and Sam, especially during the psychiatrist thing where Bucky was like, "No, you need to take this because if Cap was wrong about you, what does that say about me?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like to me was a really powerful like, you know, he's trying to move forward, but he still hinges on, you know, Cap being, you know, or Steve being like his kind of guiding light because they were best friends for so long. And that if, you know, if he was wrong about him, you know, what is it going to mean for Bucky with everything that he's done? I do agree some to like, I don't understand why it is that Bucky's getting bodied by some of these like, you know, no names that just have the serum in them. Like anybody can just throw haymakers. Like he should have been taking them down left and right, even if he's not in full, you know, Winter Soldier mode. I think he should not have struggled nearly as much. All in all, I really enjoyed the show. I'm, you know, excited to see what they do with the next season, but there are some things that I'd like him to clear up.
Like
I can't stand Walker's character. Yeah, I want to know like how she became the power broker.
Yeah,
why she suddenly just kind of thrown into this.
Yeah, that would have been a great episode 7. Or obviously before the finale. That'd be weird if it ended and then now a backstory, but you know what I mean.
I hope they're not like keeping it so vague. I hope they're not keeping it so vague as to give her just a spin-off.
Oh, I know what you mean.
They're not making any more episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
It was only 6 for the season. I don't know if there's gonna be another season or not, but
they announced Captain America 4, so I don't think so.
Which makes sense because now he's Captain America, so they have a Captain America.
Is the She-Hulk's not getting a movie? She's getting a show, right?
Show, if I'm not mistaken.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the show. You know, for what it was. I think they could have done some things differently to make it a little bit better, but all in all, I thought it was pretty decent.
Brian, ask him.
Game of the year?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Not after seeing
WandaVision,
like Shadow and Bone, and what was the other one? Something else. I don't remember. Shadow and Bone was done really well.
The other one you're thinking of is Ted Lasso.
Well, that too, you know. And season 2 is apparently coming soon.
Yeah.
So,
watching this made me think because there's like a season of the old Netflix shows. Like I didn't see the newest Jessica Jones, the newest Punisher. Sadly, I watched all Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
You picked the weird ones, dude. You should have you should have stuck with Jessica, dude, because that shit was dope.
I think didn't that release after Luke Cage though?
Oh, maybe.
No.
Maybe
Jessica Jones was first, then Luke Cage, and then
just
the final season.
Oh, I don't know that.
Daredevil
I don't
was
think I
first,
watched the
wasn't it?
final season of. I watched seasons 1 and 2 of Luke Cage, and then I think 1 and 2 of Jessica Jones, but I didn't watch anything after that.
Mhm.
I might watch them. I might just watch Invincible instead. I don't know, but I just don't see. They're making like appetizer shows for the movies, and if you're gonna do that, at least make me care about them. But obviously, I'm in a minority here.
You also have to keep in mind this isn't appetizers. This is just the comic book world. These appetizers are the same as you're getting. There's things called Captain Falcon or Captain America. Yeah, there's things, and they have a run of that like that. This is normal. We're basically getting comic book visually. That's all it is.
I'm saying in terms of like quality, it feels like they did just enough that you can get, again, just me, because you guys like this, just enough to get you through, and then like, oh, what's next? Like trying to keep, it's like a reminder that this exists, like this world exists, it feels like to me.
Let me back up a bit here. That's all of MCU. It's, hey, remember that character from the other movie? He's in this. It still exists. They kill the bad guy that no one cares about. They don't bring the bad guy unless you're Loki and you're back anymore. Mm-hmm. Rinse and repeat. But hey, references. Bad guy no one cares about. Gone. Next. References until the big fight at the end, which was Infinity War, Age of Ultron. Civil War wasn't really a huge fight. What was the first event? Who were they up against? No, the invasion. It was Loki, yeah, which they brought back. Loki. That's when it was action packed. There was not much shit happening there. I mean, this is on what they're showing now is on par with what they've been doing on the big screen.
But to me, it's like subpar version of that.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I
don't know. It could also be maybe I'm just tired of
the same shit happening over and over again. Yeah. I think you're just tired of the MCU.
Progrably.
So real quick, thinking about Shadow and Bone.
Yeah.
They sort of do something similar to what they do with Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where they have that's kind of just what they do now. I mean, like if you look back at like Chuck, Bones, Castle, they all followed the same generic, plot lines for how they do the shows with the drama and that kind of stuff. And now it's kind of twisted into this. We're just going to throw a bunch of different like plot ploys at you, and then fill them in later. And like thinking about Shadow and Bone, they have a bunch of different character arcs that all kind of mesh together, for good reason. But there are things that they pick up on certain parts, in one episode, and then kind of fill it in another episode. So if you're not liking that kind, I guess it could be done better, and so it's more enjoyable to watch. But if you're not digging that kind of thing, you may not like Shadow and Bone.
It depends, because remember, we're gonna get into a rant here again. WandaVision basically said you're gonna sit there and we'll tell you what to feel, when to feel it, and how to feel it. And you just sit there going, you can't guess what the hell's happening because all of it's fucking magic. So you're just like, okay. Okay. That was her backstory? Nice outfit. Credits. That's what WandaVision was. I don't like that storytelling. This was far beyond that because it's right off the get. What's the problem? Terror. Off the get. Their problem?
Okay.
All right. Right off rip. There's the flag smasher people off rip. These guys need to figure out what happened with the Captain America shield. There's shit already happening. There's trains moving. You get to decide what's going to happen. You get to guess. You get to do some sort of like speculation. WandaVision was literally, a dragon could come out of her fucking mouth any second. Like, it's difficult because it's magic. How are you going to show in a series where it's always been kind of grounded, right? There's aliens and shit, but there wasn't magic. Doctor Strange introduced it with his fucking church visual effects folding on itself for whatever that word is for 2.5 hours, and they're like magic. And I'm like, well, still don't understand how y'all gonna explain this. Shit, the space stuff made more sense. The Guardians of the Galaxy explained that shit more easily. And then just fucking, and now Wanda's just like breaking her fingers, and then now new reality.
Yeah,
and it's like
repping the set.
I do love in like superhero shows like this. Like my favorite is the behind the scenes of when Flash and Supergirl meet up in the Flash Netflix adaptation, where they're blowing they're blowing some criminal away, and Flash is sitting there like like doing this, and she's like. You know, and they show the behind the scenes with no special effects, and it's literally just him, sitting here like doing this as fast as he can, and her just going,
my god, yeah.
And then they they obviously the special effects make the show, but it's really funny to see them just
what's actually happening. Yeah, it's tricky to put like magic stuff like that into real life action because it's. Why do you think they cut so much when those freaking effects are happening? So you can't see the imperfections real quick. You know?
They do like 17 cuts per punch in this show.
And that too.
But they don't hide them speeding up Bucky when he's running.
That was hilarious. I don't know why they didn't. Yeah, you're right. They were like, yo, full frame. There's one he runs out in the street, full frame, and he doing some wacky ass run. And I'm like, y'all could have cut away from this. I didn't need to see his ass shake that way, It was weird. There was some runs where I'm like, you guys could have cut away from this. It looked off.
Do you remember when they're doing the Rocky montage for Falcon and he's doing that like last flip? You can see it's a different guy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Every time he throws it and he's like doing all the flips, you can clearly see it's his stunt double.
They might as well just have made a white guy stunt double. That's all it is.
It's tough doing the live action stuff because not everyone's gonna be that. It's not like making like martial arts movies. Like if you know martial arts, you can put a martial arts guy there and he can take care of it.
Like Jackie Chan.
Oh man, Rumble in the Bronx was on sale and I had to buy it.
We were just talking about that the other day. We were like, Rumble in the Bronx, such a good movie.
It was like on Google Play Store for like $4, and I'm like, yeah, I have to get it.
I can't. So I have a version of a movie called Gorgeous.
Whoa, shit! Go for it.
Which is Jackie Chan. But I can't find a good set of subs that like
match it.
Yeah, like they'll be like talking, and then there's either a delay in the subs, or they don't match up at all with what's going on in the scene, and you're trying to piece it together, and it looks like somebody was just like, okay, there's the subs.
Didn't put any time codes.
I hate when the subs are before what happens, because then it just spoils you. Like they'll be talking, like gun goes off and kills family, and I'm like, wait, and then it happens. Like,
that was your chance to save them, Brian. They gave you the hint.
Oh,
you could have paused the movie, and they would be living forever. All right, we got to keep it moving. We're 3.5 hours in, but I guess that's what happens when you have so much meat in the show. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of big stuff, between Mortal Kombat, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then
Nobody.
Yeah.
Go for it, Brian.
I take it. If you told me to recommend Mortal Kombat or Winter Soldier, Falcon, Captain, I would recommend that.
I'm gonna call this episode Captain Falcon and the Summer Soldier.
Just say Captain Falcon and the Winter Solstice.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, Kels, I think you said you did recommend it, right? Or no?
I would recommend it. Like, I thought it was decent.
Okay.
I mean, I can kind of understand, where Brian's coming from. Like, I mean, I had that same. I'm just tired of the same shit. It's like why I never got to the Spider-Man movies until just recently, because like it was like you have all the Marvel movies just like slammed down your throat back to back, and then it's like, oh, and now there's one more character you have to go and watch and see how they do their backstory and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to do an MCU movie where at the end that character dies, like the main character. I want them to just throw me off completely.
They did.
You're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do. They did.
Endgame. Tony Stark dies.
Yeah, but he's been in there for 12 years? He's talking about like they introduce a character and he's dead at the end of it.
In the same movie.
I got you.
Like imagine like, oh, my name's Peter and I'm a school student, and then he gets shot at the end.
When Kelsey said Iron Man right now, I questioned my life. I'm like, what does he mean? They killed him. What? I'm like, I saw movies with him in. He was in Spider-Man.
Plot twist, Anthony, he died in that cave.
Oh shit!
And with Bryant saying that, I'm like, all I could think of is they're like a Deadpool scene where they're trying to build the team again, and they're like, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm the most powerful thing that'll ever exist." Right through the head, and he's just gone.
And he's like, "Well, you were. See you later. Sorry."
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
just want them to be bold with their stuff because it's getting old.
I just want X-Men back in the fold. Hopefully taken care of. Yeah, dude. Like,
I need some of that.
I need some fucking storm. Yeah, like hit him with it. Or shit, even seeing some Wolverine action under this. Not really, because it's gonna be Disney, so it's not gonna be Wolverine killing people the way I want him to kill people.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're just nerfing things. Just fuck the kids at this point. They should be targeting the people that are on the 11-year journey in their MCU.
Or just stay. I mean, they just gotta stay. I mean, even comics have ratings. Like, stick to the rate. Like, if it's a serious issue, you rate it appropriately. This is not for kids. Like, that's it.
I mean, we all know what happens when you do that. People still bring their kids in and say, "Why is this Deadpool movie so gory?"
I mean, at the end of the day, they can say what they want. When it comes to lawyers and courts, they're gonna lose a battle.
Oh
So,
my god!
like-
I can't believe that when he ran so many ads. This is not a kids movie. This is not a kids movie.
Yeah.
Do not bring your children. This is not a kids movie. And then so many people brought their children, and they were like pissed off that there's all this cursing, blood, guts, and gore and everything, and we're demanding tickets and things back. And movie theater, because like Adam, I think was working at the movie theater when it came out. And he's like, I had so many people come out of the movie theater with their like 9-year-old or 10-year-old going, I want my money back. And us being like, sir, like there were hundreds of ads that like, I think even at the beginning of the movie, they said, this is not a kid's movie. It is a rated R movie. Like, we're not going to give you your money back just because you didn't pay attention.
Yeah, there's a point when you have to start being accountable. And too many people are taking the opportunity to just play dumb just to get a free shit. No. Too bad. Thanks for your cash. Get the fuck out of the theater.
I don't know about play dumb.
What's so funny now, Ronan? Huh? What are you laughing at?
I can actually picture you saying that to customers.
No, I don't fucking like, yo, you read the signs, you fucked up. I'll gladly just rip your money in front of you because it's mine now. And you can get the fuck out of this theater. Thanks. And you're banned now. And I'll tell everyone in my chat that you're banned. I'm live streaming the entire time.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Google your ancestry report. Anyone related to you, they're banned.
Banned. So they even bother coming to this theater again. Like, don't be stupid. Be accountable. Read.
That should be on the shirt.
Thanks. I'll make one. I'm making one that says DOS as well. I hope you buy it, Randall.
Nah, you could burn that.
I'm gonna burn it into your skull.
You have a gay gamer alert shirt?
No, I think that's none of us here are gay. We should not be making gay shirts.
Find a gay friend and then put him into the podcast.
That's not offensive.
What? Gay gamer alert? Yeah, that's why I'm not putting it on a shirt. Well, none of us are gay. We don't have no right to say gay gamer alert. Like, what? Or to put it on a shirt and sell it. Like, what? Anyway, all right. That's it on that. I thought it was going to be a landslide victory. Great. Brian threw the curveball at us. So, I mean, watch with precaution, I guess.
I didn't throw a curveball. I gave you the heater.
Sorry, excuse me. That's it for the week. We tackled everyone's things. Yes, finally, I got everyone's stuff.
We need to just move on. It's already 11:40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're already 3.5 hours in. Thank you for a great pod, people. But we gotta end this now. Releases this
Skullgirl's character.
Is that this week? That's not this week, Brian.
May 6th.
Yeah, that's next week.
I'm gonna say it every week.
Okay. When does the new character come out?
May 6th.
Did Kelsey just say we need to move this along because it's 11:30, and then he starts asking Brian questions? Is that what just happened in the past minute?
Did Anthony just ask a question about a question being asked when we're trying to move on?
I don't know, but all I heard was there was a new Skullgirls character coming out.
So releases this week is Returnal. Finally, a new PS5 exclusive title, so I can use my PS5 again.
I'm buying that.
Yeah, I'm buying that as soon as I can because I can't wait. It's a roguelike apparently slash.
Is that the thing when you die and then you come back and everything's different?
Yeah, it's like a roguelike. And then you're trying to figure out her past as well and try to get her off that whatever she's in. I think she's like on a planet or something. She needs to get the fuck off of it.
There's a story?
Yeah, there's a story attached to it.
It was a Hearthmark game, so I thought it was just play this because it's cool.
I mean, they got that down to a T, so now they've been venturing to I mean, they've been great with gameplay. Now they're trying to add deeper and deeper narratives. Okay. Returnal's out. It's gonna be like a roguelike / Metroidvania / I forgot what the third thing they mentioned it's gonna be like. It looks really fun.
Souls.
Like a Souls. It is like a Souls. That's the third thing they compared it to.
I don't know anything. I'm just,
Not according to the game.
Yeah, I'm like the gameplay
fast.
looks not like Souls.
Anthony, I'm just talking out of my ass, dude.
Okay, well that's coming out Friday, so I'm probably gonna start playing that soon. Now that I finished Outriders. New
Game of the
Pokemon.
year.
Oh, I'll talk about that next week. Oh, there's gonna be I think I'm not gonna watch or do anything. The only thing I'm talking about next week is Outriders because I have a lot of shit to fucking get off my chest about this fucking game. So
I'm gonna have to get some friends of the podcast for that one because they don't want to hear what your take is versus theirs.
Okay, did they enjoy it?
One of them, yeah, Ryven enjoyed the storyline, but was like, the end game was very similar.
No, I need him here. He said the storyline he liked. Bring him here next week. He's got a lot of explaining to do. So we got, and also new Pokemon Snap. I know there was people have been wanting a sequel or something to Pokemon Snap that's out now or this week. So congratulations for people who wanted that. I was bad at the game, never really cared. But we got games we wanted, just like Metroid Prime. I'm crying inside. And that's it for games. Next, for movies, there's a new animated movie called The Mitchells versus the Machines, which is I think created with some of the people who made Spider-Verse and Lego Movie worked on it as well. So maybe I'll check it out. Maybe the visuals are cool.
One of the lead characters is voiced by the one who is the main character in Disenchantment, plays Princess Bean.
Mm-hmm. Abby Jacobson. Danny McBride, Maya Rudolph is in it, Michael Rianda, Eric Andre's in it, Olivia Colman's in it. Well, okay.
Olivia Colman is from Fleabag.
I know. I can see her face.
They've got a bunch of good names in it.
I'm watching it.
Got it.
I'm watching it.
And then for music, I don't see much stuff on there, Brian. But if you're on there that you want to shout out, let me know. I'm gonna move on.
Has an album apparently.
Okay.
I've seen Manchester Orchestra before.
In person?
It's just an actual orchestra. No, I'm like the name.
Oh, I'm like, I didn't know you went to see him live.
Dropkick Murphys. I've seen that name before.
And it's like a rock song. That's what they do. Got it. Free games for the week. Currently, if you're watching this live or listening to this live, Alien Isolation and Hand of Fate 2 are free on Epic Games. And then on Thursday, well, I guess for the people who are listening to this after the fact on podcast services anywhere on the world or YouTube, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms will be free. And that kind of wraps it up because I want to know what the fuck Randall's doing this week. Randall, what you doing this week?
Work.
Ooh.
Gym.
Ooh.
I've been playing Tekken a lot lately, so I might play some more Tekken.
Yeah, but have you been streaming it?
Yes.
And why not?
I've been streaming it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I was saying, you've been streaming, Randall. I have channel fucking notifications for your channel, so fuck off.
Yeah, I spent $100 on his OnlyFans, and it was just him blowing someone. It wasn't even gameplay.
I don't know about you, Randall, but that's quality content. Damn, I should have said content. Oh well, we're moving on.
That's it.
All right, you can stream. I mean, you don't have to put your face or your voice. You literally just put you playing. You don't have to put your voice or anything in it.
You plays on by Ubisoft.
If you want, Randall, while you're streaming, I can send you a feed to my camera and I'll commentate while you're playing.
That would be awesome.
He can do that. If with Discord, you can set that up if really she wanted to.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Why? He's just gonna
it's going to be Brian insulting me the entire time.
That's practice for when you go to Evo. You can drown out any other noise.
Randall, you've seen my commentary while we're watching tournaments. It's very
exactly my point.
Well, you can set it up so you don't hear him. You can set it up so only the stream hears him.
Very high level.
Kelsey, what are you doing this week? You earned the next right after you got me with the Uplay joke. So
probably continue to play some more PoE 2. I might download that
Superliminal.
Superliminal game and see if I can stream that some. I still want you to boot up my PS5 and finish off
Dark Souls?
I'm
sorry. Demon Souls. Yeah, sorry.
What's the one that was only for the PlayStation?
Bloodborne.
I want to finish God of War again. And feel like there's something else.
You might like Returnal. I guess when you watch me, if you're gonna watch me stream it, 'cause I'm probably gonna stream it when I get play it. You might like it.
The gameplay, it looks pretty cool. You know,
You might like it. And I think about it. I'm looking at the Steam store. It's Skullgirls Second Encore.
Oh my god, dude!
isn't there a new character coming out for that soon?
Yeah, they're announcing it in May 6th. Look how pissed.
Kelsey, I'm waiting. Kelsey's just been quiet. What are you doing this week? Are you smiling at the camera? I look at the camera. He's just.
I was laughing, waiting for him to be like, "Okay, and what else?"
Yeah, like
that's probably
okay.
That's probably it. I'm not like, I haven't really been streaming much lately. I've only really been doing this. I've been kind of heavy-handed into PoE with Muffins and a couple of other people, but I kind of went hard with this start of the league, and like I've advanced fairly quickly considering what it normally takes me, which is awesome. But I'm kind of hitting that burnout point already.
Oh,
because
okay.
like the thing is with the leagues is that they don't make it worth pushing all the way to the very, very end with some of the stuff because it just doesn't do anything for you. Like, if you already know how to beat the final bosses and and they don't really drop anything, there's no really reason to fight them. There's no reason to push like harder maps and things if the rewards that you get from the league content doesn't do anything for you. Like if there's no extra benefit to doing it later than it is earlier, like it's like, okay, well, I mean, I can get the same stuff from running a tier 1 map as I do a tier 15 map. What's the point? So
what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop playing? Or are you gonna roll another character?
Might roll another character, but I'm not really sure right now.
Gotcha. If you're close to burnout, why would you? I guess. All right, Brian. I know you're not streaming for the month, but what you doing? Actually, the month's almost over, so I hope you enjoyed your break.
Yeah.
Because my sub is still waiting for you, so you better stream hard, okay? The fuck? What the hell's that look, Randall? Well, hold on. The hell does that look? Don't look at your phone.
That sounded weird, man.
Okay. Go ahead, Brian. I'm gonna show him some ass slaps.
I'm just gonna be using the search feature on Stadia to look for games all week.
Then you'll be there until September, my guy. Oh my god! Thank you for reminding me. I have something to talk about next week. I got into the fucking xCloud Windows testing, and I tested that over the weekend. I have shit to say to you, Stadia, about next week, so get your shit ready.
I was upset. I was like, I saw the announcement. I'm like, let's get it. It said Ultimate, and I'm like, well.
It was still invite afterwards, and I happened to get into it, and I'm like, let me try some stuff on there, and I tested the front end on that. Boy, we got some shit to talk about. Oh, you saved yourself this week, Google. Oh, you did. Next week, we're at it. I got 2 things to talk about. Outriders and what we doing here, okay? Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Tuesday, I don't know if we're watching anything. If not, I'm just going to
We'll discuss it after this.
Wednesday, we're playing some fucking Bro Up Day.
Brian, he already confirmed we are doing Borderlands on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're playing some of that.
Okay.
But then on Thursday, what the fuck am I doing?
You and Randall are streaming Tekken.
Oh, he wishes. He actually would.
He probably not a lot of the people, man.
Brian would stop his not streaming for April if he did that.
Probably.
There you go.
Tell them the truth.
The truth is you love every inch of me. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Thursday, I don't remember what I'm doing. I might play Valorant or I might just shit myself. And then Friday, I might play some Returnal off stream. Or I don't know what we're doing for Lady's birthday. If we're doing anything or what.
Way past schedule, laugh my ass off. You don't got to tell me, Johan. Believe me, I know. We're approaching the 4-hour mark.
Yeah, so, and yeah, I don't know. Thursday on, well, if you see me, you'll know what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Gotcha. All right.
And prayer.
And prayer. I was about to say, you kind of missed out on something. Cool. All right. Nobody. I just you can wait till I start talking.
Anthony, what are you doing this week?
There it is. Yeah. Till I start talking, then let's interrupt them. Got it. For this week, we got my backlog battle on Tuesdays. So right now, you guys voted for Prey. I think that's still winning. It closes tomorrow. So if you guys want something other than Prey, vote. Where can you vote? It'll be in the Twitch chat. So if you're not watching this live, it doesn't matter. It's already been decided. But Prey is winning so far. So Brian, I don't have Skullgirls on there. It's not in my backlog. Stop voting for Skullgirls. It's not part of the thing. So Prey tomorrow. I'm already 11 hours into it, so it's not like a recorded series. I'm just gonna finish it on stream. Wednesday we have Borderlands 3 coming up. Did we finish Handsome? We did. We did finish Handsome Jack. So now we got to do the marriage one.
The wedding.
Yeah, the wedding DLC. So we'll start up a new DLC. Be there for that. And then
do it.
Thursday, I don't know yet because bless you. We were gonna do It Takes Two online, but then Daniela said she doesn't want like the internet because they don't have like the fastest internet, so they don't want to lag in between. So we might just do that locally. So I don't know what I'm gonna play Thursday. There's a lot of Apex hype right now, so I might just load up Apex and play some of it before the new update comes out, or I might just keep playing Prey and finish it. I don't know. Or play some more Borderlands or shit. I think Javi asked me about Division 2. Maybe we play some Division 2 or something. I don't know. Or Siege. I don't know what the hell we're doing.
If you want to play something multiplayer, just let me know, and I can block you.
Our internet is good enough for me to frag out in Team SWAT. I will download Halo again. If y'all trying to play some SWAT. That game mode was my shit. What? Ooh, we're not talking about that right now. We're almost 4 hours in. And that's it for the week. Thursdays, I don't know for certain yet, but then we got Prey Tuesday and Borderlands Wednesday. Thursday, whatever Papa feeling, all right? It's Papa Day. It's Papa's in the house Thursday, okay? Right, Brian?
Oh, bro. This guy stinks.
Who said that? Who the fuck?
Who doesn't say that?
Oh my god. Anyway, that's been our episode of the ADLR Podcast. Our corny asses are here every fucking Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Every fucking Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Doing our thing. Make sure to come back next week. And
Arrivederci.